All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Main Podcast. Some of us run a little late. We'll be here when we can. As you can see, we stepped in the live stream, the Philadelphia Eagles San Francisco 49er game. They're in Philadelphia. Look like it's a slight rain out there. Jalen Hurd is 15-1 as a starter. For people who already don't know that, Philadelphia has the ball first, and just get ready to go from there. As you see, we have Lady Antoinette in the building.
Hello.
We have my man from ATL, Mr. Garage Gym Life himself.
That's right. Good dogs. Good dogs. Back to back.
Somebody help me with these two Georgia Bulldog people on here.
All you gotta do if you don't like it is get your team to beat my team.
Oh,
what you say? Get my team to beat your team.
In fact, how about this? I'll make it even easier. Pick a team and get them to beat my team.
Oh, whatever. First of all,
that's all you gotta do. And I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet from then on.
When it comes to college, the rotation is too much. So I'll root for my home team. I do.
I wish y'all could see my sign that's up there. It says, "This is Bulldogs way." Okay, just let you know
it's been a long time coming, and we're gonna do it every
I'm
minute.
I'm happy for y'all, but I'm just saying y'all gonna be unbearable today.
Oh yeah.
What?
I mean,
y'all gonna be unbearable.
Was it Greenlaw? No, not Greenlaw. Warner on a tackle from Sanders is down on the carpet. He's being attended to. Looked like he probably got a neck stinger the way he hit the shoulder pads of the running back. He's moving. Yeah, he's moving and stuff. He just got a stinger. They are looking at him now, so they're going to commercial.
No joke, man.
Oh yeah, for real.
Ugh. Your whole life changed. It's like somebody hit you in the neck. Like, oh, who's that?
Yeah.
All right, go Caps. Hey, how are you? And Bruce Glass telling us good evening.
So I'm gonna do the best. One thing I cannot stand when I'm watching this stuff is if somebody got their crystal ball out, they're telling me what's going on in the game before I get to see it. So I'm gonna try to restrain myself and just react as y'all say, "Oh, did you see this thing that just happened?" I'm just gonna react. So I'm not gonna say what I thought, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Oh, well, say he got the antenna, so that's fast.
Okay.
Now I'm watching on the NFL Network, so I'm a couple seconds behind him. I don't know actually today. Because NFL Network does what it want to do.
Yeah. I went and grabbed the antenna because it seems that the internet version it's like a delay, about 30 seconds depending on where you at, anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. And I was like, this is a national game. Let me go ahead and get my antenna.
Yeah, this because I'm saying when you stream it, so like whenever I stream something, there's always a 15-second delay because it's transmitting the data, and I'm assuming there's another 15 on their end to get it out to all the different receivers. So it looked like what I just saw. Somebody from San Fran just got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Warner, the stinger.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That right there. See,
I know you're behind now, so I'll try to delay saying anything.
That's right.
I got the cable TV on, so I can just look over there and see how far behind it is.
There you go.
Not the cable though.
I'm gonna tell you the worst part. So one time I was watching the game, right? It was one of the Commanders games, and these dudes are still in the huddle.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, all right. So they're still in the huddle. And somebody's like, "Yeah, that play didn't work." I'm like, "Dang, they ain't even come out the huddle yet." I'm like, "Just go ahead and just hey." I'm like, "They in the huddle." I'm like, come on, man. Like, dang, you tripping? That's what I'm talking about. That right there. It's like, come on now. Let me at least have my hopes.
So John, you didn't get to the commercial yet?
Yeah. I'm on. I'm on commercial.
Okay.
Yeah, the Burger King commercial.
Just past. I see people squirting mustard or whatever. Yeah, people squirting mustard and ketchup for some reason. These Bills fans. That's what I see. Like,
oh, you way behind. You even way behind a cable.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back there,
Well,
man.
we back from commercial.
Okay.
I'm
Who winning?
2 plays in.
Go ahead. That's all right.
Who
Just tell
winning?
me. All right, let's try that.
Who winning?
Which team is it again?
Right, because that's a good question. You in the right game, John?
Yeah, I'm so far back. They ain't announced the teams
It's
yet.
the green people and the golden white people.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's all right though. I know one thing. The big thing that I think though that's like I'm actually looking for as a Commanders fan is what's his name? That's the running backs slash assistant head. What was this thing? They said he does. His name is like it's not Richard Rodgers, is it? That we asked to interview.
Oh, for the coach.
Yeah,
coaching
Anthony
job.
Lynn. Anthony Lynn.
Okay.
So
mhm.
he's like the running back and assistant head coach. So that's what I'm looking for, you know, to see how they like how the 49ers are I mean, it's Christian McCaffrey. So if you can't get something out of that, there's something wrong with you. But I'd like to see what
What
just
he would
kind of
do
like
better.
what he's about. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't care what they say. We don't have a Christian McCaffrey type on our team. But
Right.
you know, because you got to be able to do something.
I mean,
Oh,
here's
man.
but at the same
finna
time,
bring the
when it
house in
comes
this
to these new players, these young players that came in under Scott Turner, I mean, we really don't know what we have because he wasn't utilizing people the way that he should have.
That's true. That's true. The thing I don't like though is so like with Gibson, I think he had potential, but because they put too much on him too early, so average productive age of a running back is like 3 years.
Right.
All
Right.
right. So we already passed that with him in terms of his NFL career. So it's like it's time to re-up with this dude. And we kind of all we know is that every season he's been the starting running back, he's been injured. He's never finished a full season. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you want to spend money on this dude at this point? To me, I'm like, you better draft somebody or figure out what you did with Jared Patterson because they already got rid of or they, you know, I don't know if they're gonna keep Jonathan Williams. Hey,
Sorry.
it's all right. Even your dog cheers for the right team.
Oh. My brother is a
He's so
fool.
disrespectful.
Your dog? It's a dog. Relax. Let the dog.
12, 15. Oh my goodness.
He thought he heard something outside, so now he won't be disrespectful.
What down are you looking at, John?
We on the 40. We on the Eagles got the ball.
What's the time of the game?
11:58.
Ooh.
Am I far back? Y'all don't worry about me. Go ahead and ruin it.
Alright,
It ain't like my team's not playing, so
It
I
just
don't.
depends on which one I'm looking at. One of them is like 10 seconds behind, but you're a little bit farther behind than that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The
pretend I'm watching
49ers
instant
brought
replay.
a big blitz there, and they lined up with like 7 at the line, and they dropped 2 and still brought 5, and he gets it off, and it's a shoestring catch by Brown for a first down.
Okay.
So, I mean, what I'm looking at is, you know, this initial drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if the Eagles score, I'm still like, that to me is not the game. Because to me, this game is going to be about adjustments. Like
Yeah,
who adjusts, who does what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Shanahan is like, it's like his playbook is basic, but it's so effective.
Right.
Yes.
He almost, even if the Eagles are in front, it's like they're still going to feel like they're playing from behind. So I want
Yes.
who makes adjustments. Let's say by the second quarter, like that's when I'm expecting the game to like really, really heat up.
And there he is.
I
Oh, he
agree.
missed it.
I agree. Kyle know what he's doing.
Well, I ain't gonna say that.
I just don't know if he's a
I'm
finisher.
talking about in
You know what I'm saying?
regards.
I don't know if
to
he's a finisher.
adjusting, Said
Okay, I go.
You know what
I
I'm
go with that one. I go with that one.
I don't know if he's a
Exactly.
finisher, but he can get you there. I just don't know if he's a perennial
It was about to
contender.
be mad at me.
You know what I'm saying?
It was
You know,
about to
like-
be so mad at me.
Man.
Like Tommy Hearns could never beat Hagler,
Oh,
but he could always, but he was always right there. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know if Kyle Shanahan is a finisher like his daddy was.
So in a few moments, John, you're gonna see a play, right? that Kyle got to adjust to. Okay. Okay.
But Kyle ain't calling the defense though. You know, he's
Oh, you sure
all
ain't?
all he
No,
can do
I
is
mean
walk over there and
when they go back in the game,
no.
they're gonna
And
have to understand that
them
this is
Alabama, that's what the Alabama players need to understand as well.
I think I see it.
They need to understand that
Oh.
Mechie and Jason Williams didn't play defense. Why you talking about? We didn't even play. We would have won. They don't play
Bruce.
defense.
And they were
Bruce.
beating their chest too. Like, hey, you know,
Look, Bruce.
was it Warner? Was it Warner who was saying that Brock Purdy's going to be okay because he spent 13 weeks playing against the best defense in football? I'm like, you know, that's great that you said it. You know, you vouched for your quarterback, but you just kind of said some things about you. You better like don't say stuff you can't back up. And I mean, they're good. They're very good, but just
Right.
I don't like you don't say stuff like that. Like
so last show, John, I mentioned because I wanted the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl, right? I wanted them to win this game. But what I said the last show, and tell me if you agree.
Okay.
The Eagles, the last games that they played, the Eagles acted as if they wanted it. The 49ers did not. When the 49ers played Dallas, it's like we're here, but Dallas really beat themselves. They didn't look the same. They didn't look like the same team. So that made me kind of be like, I don't know if the 49ers are actually gonna win this game.
So I think that it's not necessary that they don't want it, but I think it's like what they've set up is a situation where they've insulated their rookie quarterback with a very good running game. But now you got Elijah Mitchell, he's got a groin, he's out. And actually he came in to replace Christian McCaffrey, who had a calf. So now McCaffrey's back, but Elijah Mitchell's out. And it's like, if you don't have, you know how Ron was saying he wants run first or whatever. The 49ers actually are a run first team.
Right.
They use the run to set up the player. The difference is they ain't about that Ed Coryell, just go vertical and a whole bunch of slow developing mess stuff. But I digress. Instead, they want to spread the field and make it easier for you to get those short passes like that West Coast offense, which then makes it easy for Purdy because all he's got to do is hype, step, throw, right? But if you don't have the running game in place that the other team has to respect, and you got Micah Parsons coming straight at you like a dang madman, that's going to make you not play as well. And so I think in the Dallas game, Purdy had to step up I wouldn't say maybe the first time, but he kind of had to step up a little bit because he had a lot more pressure than he had in the past. Because I was actually very impressed with how many times he threw the ball away instead of putting it in harm's way. Like he's making smart decisions. And I was like, okay, he's weathering the storm.
But that speaks for him. But at the same time, that shows that the offensive line could not contain Dallas, their defense. Right. So it's like their defense was like, oh, we want your quarterback. We're going to come after him. It doesn't matter what you do. Like that's kind of how that game went. And
yes and no, because I saw Trent Williams put on a clinic. I'm like looking like everybody Trent Williams is blocking. I'm like, hey man, what you doing in the bleachers? What you doing in the bleachers, man? Are you all because like he was guiding people around the play, right?
But you have Trent in one place.
But then everybody else is, I got you.
Right. So it's like as a whole, they just didn't look as well put together as they have been against Dallas. Yeah. So
I think it's the run game just not being there. I think it was the run game not being there, and I feel like again it goes back to adjustments. Like, how do you? All right, I took some of the bullets out your gun. What you gonna do now?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
you see what Metaphor said.
That was a draw for Devontae. They didn't review it. It's a catch.
He said, "Of course, say it. Of course."
No, I seen the. I did not show the other view there, and it looked like it could have went either way. Like he still had his hand under it, but it was moving, so they had to turn around to the other side. So he had to slid out of bounds at that point.
Well, we know they miss stuff, and they see stuff that ain't there, and then to overturn something, It's like, are they going to see enough to overturn it? You know, I don't know what's going on with the officials this year. It's ridiculous.
It's horrible.
I'm saying, preach that sermon.
They
I
pay
feel
me
like-
$250. I'm in there.
But you know what? You guys, so I do remember when actually it was when Metaphor was on with you guys, and I mentioned the thing about the referees. Like Ron was complaining about the referees, and they started the NFL said that they're gonna look at it because it may have been Metaphor that said actually that these guys aren't full time. They're
I think that might have been, was that said or
they're
picked?
referee reservists, man. They're like
Yeah. But we
Yeah,
said that throughout the season.
yeah, they're only doing it part time. So I mean, how good can you be at something?
Yeah.
Like in the off season, players go and work on their game.
Yeah.
In the off season, referees go and write parking tickets or whatever they do. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not even just that they're part time, because real talk, they're part time, but their salary is not.
Yeah,
The
I mean, the reason why
salary-
they're part time is because their salaries.
Yeah,
Well,
we did Metaphor.
You're
We
not getting no part-time salary. I'm just gonna
No,
say that.
I'm sorry, that's not right. I'm saying that they're part time, but they're part time in a way where it's like I'm gonna still go pursue another career because, like, I guess they feel like they can't. I don't know why, but they can't feel like they can't like live on that.
They have enough time to pursue another career. Okay, so
That's just my beef with it. It's like you got to. To me, you should be full time.
Right, the time frame that they have to, the time that they're putting into that job,
Yeah.
That's definitely, Metaphor. That's what we're saying. 200K is not part-time salary. That
Depends
is
on where you live.
That's
me and you Metaphor both.
Hey, depending on where you live.
Yeah,
Depends on where you live.
Hey,
Right,
in
and-
Texas, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in DC, that'd be nice. Like real talk.
Be panhandling.
You good most of the country. You get 200K. That's not
If you're in New York, you're like you still because they're gonna hit you with taxes first off in New York.
But you
and
will-
then
Yeah, you're right. You're right in New York. But my
They
thing
gonna get
is,
you.
but no, DC is the
Even
number one
DC's
expensive city in the country now.
Y'all
Yeah,
gotta, that's
exactly.
because y'all got a bunch of dumb rules.
It's not
that's-
even
that's
about
why I
the
moved
rules. That's
away.
how much it costs. So a studio apartment is like $3,200.
Woo!
I know. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is like
city.
the reason the cost of living
Yeah.
is high is because
Go
the
ahead.
landlord has rules. He's got to has expenses. He's got to pay.
That's not the reason why.
So you think the landlord just made it 3,200?
No.
It's actually
What's happening in-
750.
what's
He
happening
pocketing
in
the
D-
rest.
What's happening in DC right now? It's a word that I'm
You're
waiting
looking for
for you
an
to-
OC.
Stadium.
No, I'm looking for gentrification. They are
Oh
revamping
my!
all of DC.
Oh, they're pulling New Orleans.
That's the reason
Ooh.
why DC costs so much, because
Ooh,
they have
we got
turned down so much, and they're
Yeah.
rebuilding
Sorry.
everything.
But see, when you are
Sorry.
no, I'm looking at what you're talking about. I'm like,
Ooh.
look at it like this.
We're talking about cost of dying is too high. It's high too.
21st season as an official. He knows what.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, whatever.
but no, the Metaphor got a point too. When you die, the cost done went up too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an empty hand. Either way, that's a
The
fumble.
funeral services getting that's
So
their
what
money
I'm saying
right
is like when gentrification happens, then they say, okay, every piece of property that we
Challenge.
leave alone has to meet certain standards in order for it to not be condemned and or taken for eminent domain. Because if we get rid of this, we can move something in that's more expensive, charge higher taxes for it.
Well,
So-
see, the way DC, the rules in DC are, you can build what you want to build, and that's the issue. And people are trying to hold on to their property.
Mhm.
You can hold on to your property, but what happens when somebody comes to you and tries to give you $1 million for a house that you paid $100,000 for?
Oh, they can have it.
That's what's going on.
Well, you know what? That's
I'll
what
make
happened
memories elsewhere.
in New York. That happened in New York where the guy did not want to leave that house,
Mhm.
and they did everything they could to get that man out of that house.
Yep.
I think he was paying like $100 a month,
Yep.
and they did everything they could to get him out. And I forgot it was something really, really stupid.
Uh-oh.
They got him pushed out of that house,
Got
and
it.
that's
Um,
unfortunate.
I ain't trying to be funny, but my son used to love this movie, Up. That same thing happened in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I was like, they touching on everything in this movie, you know, the little kid
But
movie.
all right, so let me speak up for the landlords in New York. All right, I don't know what it is like in DC, but my father-in-law owned property, and one of the things that I found out from my wife was you can't put somebody out for not paying their rent. So
Right.
your expenses are still there, but you can't put them out, especially if it's wintertime. You can just hang that up. They just live in there free.
I mean, around here you can go to court.
Yeah,
and
you have to
Yeah,
go to
I'm
court.
saying like so. I'm saying like in New York, you can't put somebody out. They're just there because it's especially if it's wintertime because it's like they call it like tenants' rights or like their
Yeah.
squatters' rights, right? You
Right.
can't put them out. So you the landlord and part of your let's say you're still paying the mortgage on that piece of property.
Mm.
Well, you were expecting the rental income to cover the cost of it, right?
Mhm.
Well, that mortgage didn't go away because this dude stopped paying rent.
Yeah.
So you still got that, and then they have rules as far as like upkeep of like your stoop.
Yeah.
You get fined if you don't shovel your snow off your stoop and stuff. So he was just like when I got tired. I needed to stop. I was like, man, let me stop and rest because he was telling me all the payments that they have to make in order, you know, if you're a landlord. I was like, it sounds like it's not even worth it. And the same thing happened to their neighborhood. It was I won't say it was gentrification, but they kind of like almost made it like a artsy kind of thing so they could get more like a higher class of people in there. And
Yeah.
so the cost of living went up for the landlords,
Yeah.
you know. So anyway.
But and
Yeah,
that,
they
that
got the
happens.
same thing here in Texas. They got the squatters right thing. They had a check this out. They had a thing here in Texas. It was crazy. And some people tried it, where these houses that were vacant, and people started squatting in those houses. If they were in those houses like 4 months, they couldn't kick them out.
Right.
Now they're up. It's now their home. Well,
But
they don't own it.
that's an issue across
Exactly.
the country.
That's crazy. That was right here in Texas. They had
Well,
to
at
go to
first
court
we
and
were
everything to get
talking
them out
about
of there.
something. If you have a lease with somebody, that's different
Mhm.
than the squatters' rights. Like if I have a lease with somebody, you know, I'm a homeowner and I have a lease and they don't pay their rent, you can go to the courthouse and you can start that process
Right.
every single month. If you have to do it every single month, you can do that. That's
But I
why
mean, that's not free for you either.
it's not free for you to file, but most people tack it onto the rent.
But if they ain't got the money to pay you rent, how they gonna have the money to pay you your court costs
Then you
plus
can
rent?
sue them. Like you can get them evicted and then sue them for the balance.
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying. So you're a landlord, right?
Mhm.
As I'm a commercial, so I'm happy to do landlord talk. So you're a landlord, right? And this person stops paying you because let's say they got the hours cut at work. You know that sucks, but you still got bills you got to pay. Your kids got to eat too, right?
Mhm.
So they don't pay you. So then you're like, all right, I'm gonna start going and filing all this stuff, right?
Mhm.
Your court cost keeps on going up. Finally, you put them out, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna sue them. So now you got to file suit, but they still don't have the money to pay you. Meanwhile, they got mad because you kept taking them to court. They start trashing your piece of property, and they finally get them put out.
It's
Now you
not
got
a
to pay
keep
to fix up
taking-
your.
That's my thing. It's not a keep taking it. Like if you file your paperwork and that's one, like let's say you wouldn't be doing it month to month and not getting recouped.
INT.
There's only 1 month that you would not get recruit, and that's the month that you put them out. Because
Okay.
otherwise they've paid it in order for you to do the process the following month.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Oh, I got it. So like you take them and then they got to pay, or else you put them out.
right,
I got
that's
you.
how it is.
Okay.
And so that's what
not
happens
bad.
because the lease is a contract.
But you know they're gonna trash the apartment. That's happening.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, I remember before we purchased our home, we were looking, and we went to this one house, and the lady told me how much it was, how big it was, and I was like, "Is that big? How much?" And you know,
Yeah.
at the time, you know, the numbers were down, and buying a house really, you know, was good to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we get there, man, it's got a pool too.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Walked in the door.
It was
They
trash.
took all the light sockets.
Yep.
They took the sinks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They took the light switches. They took the toilets.
Mhm.
They took everything out of the
Yeah.
house.
And you know what said? That might have been a foreclosure. So if it's a foreclosure, you might have that problem, or somebody could have broken into it while it was vacant as well.
That's true as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, metaphor. You talking junk? Okay. Metaphor. I'd like you to know that the Georgia Bulldogs coach doesn't have to squat because everywhere we played is now our house.
Oh my goodness. This is,
I told you.
this
Hey,
is what I was talking
hey,
about.
he started. Hey, I'm
This is
telling
what
you.
I'm talking about.
I try to restrain it.
are
But you
going to
got
be
me going.
unbearable.
I'm telling you. I was quiet, but he started talking junk. So there I go.
That's funny.
It does not take much to flip that switch. I'm like, hey,
man,
we can talk about it.
You already know.
Mhm.
You already know. And since we talking about the Georgia Bulldogs,
There we go.
Where my flag at?
somebody tell Stetson Bennett he is not in Georgia. He in Texas.
Man, say what's going on with your boy?
I didn't even know he was out here.
Well, he
I
had
thought
an
he was working
extended
with a
vacation.
coach.
How you was just gonna get locked up when you what?
I thought he's supposed to be working with a coach trying to get ready for the dang draft.
Oh, but he
Yeah.
getting locked up in the process.
It was supposed to be.
That's my point. You're supposed to be. You ain't supposed to be kicking it. You're supposed to be working because
It's like, how did we get
He's-
here?
He out
look,
here
Stetson
kicking.
Bennett. I mean, I appreciate what you did for us, but ain't like he's not one bad try. What you call
Turnover.
combine? Yeah, he ain't. He's one bad combine away from doing car commercials back home in Athens, in
But see,
Georgia.
and that's the thing. He should have been doing everything he could to make his stock go higher by
Yeah.
staying in the lab, doing this, doing that. You can't go out here and get arrested. Oh, he's a drunk.
Exactly. I'd be over at the Manning's house doing. I mean, I don't care if I'm out there taking out trash.
At the Manning's house.
Well, he went to the Manning camp. He
Yeah.
went to Archie Manning's camp, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I've known him for a while." Like he wasn't at the camp like attending it. He was helping
Like
at
it's
the
like
camp.
he did cousin.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, you better than hang out with just them. I'd be on the Manning cast.
and not leave that whole property.
Shit,
Man,
for real.
what you telling? Ain't going nowhere.
Because I mean, everybody is looking at him like, look, this guy does not belong in the league because it's the system he's in, right? So
That's
when
what
you
they're trying to
already have that going against you, you need to make sure that you don't you don't give them any excuse to drop you down in the draft. I mean, look at what happened with Sam Howell. They said, okay, it's the system, and then he lost his weapons. Boom, went from a number 1 first round pick down to the 5th round.
Yeah.
And he ought to be glad we got him because he might have dropped further.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we got him. I'm just saying,
Right, because he's still
happy.
a good quarterback.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
But for Stetson, who gets arrested for public intoxication?
I mean,
Like for real, who really gets it?
I mean,
We know that's a charge, but who really gets? You are.
He wasn't drunk in public. He was drunk in a bar. They threw him out the bar, and so it's their fault.
But
that's
the thing is,
that's a Ron White joke for those of you who don't know.
And did he go to the bar by himself?
Yeah, you don't ever do that.
Like none of it makes sense, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can see if he's like, okay, I just want to get away for a little bit. Nobody know me here. I'm gonna just go out. But if you're gonna do
first of all,
you need to really be. If you're gonna try to be on the low, you need to be on the low.
No. They know you.
I've heard. I don't do stuff like that.
Let's be real. After what happened in that championship game to a team that's where's the team?
Texas. Okay,
Man.
so what? Let's go conspiracy theory. What are the chances? What are the chances that
Purdy? I didn't mean to step on anything, but Purdy's going into the green tent, and they got.
Here comes my boy.
I don't even know who that is at quarterback.
Josh Johnson. Here comes Josh
Johnson,
former Washington Redskin. That's why I pulled it for San Fran. I want Josh Johnson to get a
ring,
to get a Super Bowl ring.
Oh yeah.
Not
saying he ain't just turned the ball over, but it's like a turnover to me.
Oh, Josh Johnson, there's a reason he ain't.
Said not saying.
Look,
you know how when you getting tackled and both people got the ball and you flip over and the other person come over with the ball.
Yeah. It was not cute.
Look,
I'm just saying.
Look, Josh, look at it. I watched Madden to learn my teammates' names.
That's a fumble, man.
You ain't know that story.
But they got away with that one. So
you hear that story said?
Yes.
It's like,
Hey,
I
I've
remember
done that
year.
before.
He's like, I had to watch Madden to learn my teammates' names. I said, oh, that ain't good.
Right.
Oh man,
Oh, that
Brock
was a
is
good
back
call.
out there, ain't he? Oh, no.
But my
That
question
was a good
is
call.
it me or
Oh,
did he not have any time on that play?
No.
Like any.
that's Josh Johnson again.
They said it was saying that he hurt his arm. He was throwing and he hit his arm.
Oh,
Mm.
They saying
Purdy.
he hurt it. They saying he hurt his arm.
Well,
But he just
all right.
walking around. I mean, he just walking around now. So I mean,
Heck yeah, ain't nothing
Okay,
like watching
so-
Josh Johnson do that to make you all of a sudden feel better.
So here, that's my thing.
They done gave
You
him a
about to
shot or
see
something.
something
Like,
else that's on Josh Johnson, and I feel as though he didn't have a good first two snaps.
oh yeah. But,
I'll confirm
but
that.
see, the thing is now, dude, get away from the ball. Why did I don't understand why they do that.
Mhm.
But anyway, the thing is now is how much does this change the 49ers offense if Josh Johnson is out there and not Purdy? Because Johnson had been on the team that long now. He only been on the team what 3 weeks?
I mean,
I think they signed the last game of the regular season.
so all I'm gonna say to that is he's a quarterback, and Christian McCaffrey was on the team a week, and he threw a dang touchdown pass.
Oh,
Man, Chris McCaffrey run the ball though. That's a difference.
you
No, he threw a
should.
touchdown. Remember when he came in?
Hey,
He came
matter
in.
of fact,
No,
he played the next week.
You're so shady.
He played within like 4 days.
I'm
Oh,
saying
he saw it.
McCaffrey came in, and the week that he came in, he threw a touchdown pass.
That's what I'm saying. Within
Yeah,
4
like,
he
hey.
already played. He got traded. He played
So-
that weekend. They said, "Look,
That
you running off
happened.
tackle."
Yeah,
No, they
so-
told him, "This the
so-
play. You run off tackle." That's all he needed
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah, so I ain't giving Josh
Johnson got to know
that.
much more than that. He got to know where everybody around is. He got to know where he's supposed to look at first.
He
Where-
just
got to read
know
the
where
defense.
Kittle is.
I'm
I'm not being funny. I'm
no,
saying
he
like,
had somebody going over there to where Kittle was.
Uh-oh.
Bosa.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, like, you come in the game and you know you rusty like that, you need to immediately lean on the short shot.
Oh no.
Was that both I seen they working on leg?
That's Bosa. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. You need to lean on the
Ruh-roh.
short shot. You
How
know?
many bicycles they got out there?
Man, this is gonna be a problem for San Francisco.
Kyle Shanahan looked like he just ate a bottle of antacid. Like he ain't even opened the cap. He just ate the
You know
whole
what? I'm gonna say it again, and I know everybody gonna like it. He should have stayed and finished his job in Atlanta instead of lying to the owner saying he was gonna stay and took the head coaching job. He's jinxed forever. I don't care how many Super Bowls you get there, he's not gonna win it.
Dang,
Say it. Tell us how you really feel.
that sounded very bitter. That sounded sort of.
This is going to
That
put me on
sounded
the
so-
island. This is going to put me on the island.
It said like that sounded the sort of thing that a man should say laying on the couch looking up while a professional listens to him.
Twiddling his fingers.
like she just looked at right on the pad.
Keep writing.
Subject is
Put this
very.
But Kyle
subject is
said
very
he was
angry.
coming back. Kyle said he was coming back.
Subject
He
has
will come
unresolved issues from his past.
Hey,
Right.
so you know, I'm in Texas. Work with a bunch of, and I can listen to him. Well, it looked like Dan Quinn gonna take a hit. Dan Quinn can't. He don't know how to scout players.
Man,
Well,
I
look
wanted
at the
Dan Quinn to
Cowboy
get that job
defense.
so bad.
He didn't scout any of these players.
Mm.
Well,
What part you understand?
I mean, in a functional organization, the coach ain't supposed to be picking the players.
Hey, how many players we picked from Montana State?
Mm.
How many players we took at Clemson? Because we stayed in Clemson, Montana State.
Yeah.
We ain't still.
That's the real
You got a
problem.
team 75 miles away. You got to undraft. We needed a center at the time because Matt was hurt.
Mm.
You got to undraft center, go to the Patriots, and he has 2 rings now.
Mhm.
He played from day one.
Yeah.
He in your backyard.
I mean, that's just not, but see, you hear people all the time say, oh, well, this homegrown talent thing is overrated. Because Dan Snyder goes the other direction. It's like he don't care if you're good or not, as long as you're from here, as long as you're from DC. Like, okay. He's got ties to the area. Like,
So wait, we're gonna
What
do
you
a
mean?
snack check. Said you got snacks.
Man, I made gumbo and chili. I'm about to be fire here in a minute. Let me tell you about the gumbo. So I like the Zatarain's base. You know,
okay.
I don't make my own base. I like the Zatarain's base. Somebody show me how to make the base, but I like their base better.
Right.
So then I went and got me some andouille sausage, a little spicy, not too not too hot. Then I went and got me some jumbo shrimp, about that long, cut them in half. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I went and got my little chicken wings, put them in the oven, baked them up real good. I got the wings. I didn't get the drum. Got the wing, chopped them up. Boom.
Did you make that noise while you were chopping? Did you make that noise while you were chopping? Like,
I was in that dance. I can't wait till it's done. Then put the rice.
That's how you know it's good when you dancing in the kitchen.
I'm like, saying, really? Okay, so that's the so you did the gumbo and then you did the chili.
Oh yeah, my wife wanted chili. I'm tired of chili.
You okay?
But I did the chili like she like it. Make sure she's straight. You know, she got a pot full of chili. But
okay.
Metaphor made some 36-hour baby back ribs. Wow.
Right. Metaphor said he did the 36-hour baby back ribs.
So you gonna get barbecue sauce all over
that means them ribs is fire.
That's funny.
That's what that means.
I'm still full, man. My mom made she made a West African dish for it. It's fried corned beef, onions, peppers.
I'm in
homemade
here.
Cornbread, some yuca, or cassava, and then also there was she had some avocado.
That's not the TV.
Yeah, I was living life good. Oh, and then she made like a Texas style omelet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had to go get my son from the airport. My son and my daughter-in-law from the airport. So I didn't eat breakfast until late.
Oh, yeah.
So I just ate. My stomach is still full. I actually had the itis right before I got on here. I was like,
did you get something to, amp you up?
Oh, I'm drinking pre-workout right now.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to do
not the eyes though.
What I tell y'all, I said, who was it? I said, if we got somebody, I was like, I'm gonna do a cartwheel down the stairs.
Yes, you did say that. And I said, please don't. But if you do, I need you to record it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I went to for my daughter went to brunch with her friend, and of course I went to the same place to get my takeout.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. I just saw that sack. That's what they need to do. And to be honest with you though, now I'm about to say this and watch, since y'all ahead of me, they're like, oh, well, now they already scored. But it's still 7-0.
Right.
So you like in that sweet spot where your defense can kind of hold them. And if the offense actually does something, then basically Philadelphia's not doing what they need you to put them away.
Said don't want to say nothing.
Okay. Just let me have my hope. But I'm saying, okay, so anyway, back to this. I'm just saying, like, if they play them similar to the way we play them, and also, Jalen Hurts, he still had that injury he was coming off of. So if you start putting pressure on him, you might end up with Gardner Minshew versus Josh Johnson. Who's here for that?
Oh man, look give me kisses.
He's talking about some who's here for that. I don't know. I don't know who's here for that.
Gardner Minshew versus Johnson.
If Minshew come in, this game is over. So San Francisco's gonna win.
San Francisco got Josh Johnson.
Right, they got Josh Johnson in.
I'm saying if Minshew coming in, this game is over.
No,
I'm just saying.
Did you not see Josh Johnson's first 2 snaps of the game? We don't know what's about to happen. This is not.
I'm gonna just.
So we need a good quarterback somewhere in there. Yeah, both are struggling today, man.
This is when they need to get who's the dang dude that they rated this thing RVP? They need to get him on the sidelines. Like, look, Doc, he just got to last 2 games. All right, this one and the next one if we win. All right, whatever you need, whichever one. They're like, hey, Brock, because Brock got hurt too, right? Say, hey, look, son, we're gonna give you this.
Because their backups is not it.
Like, hey, look, you young, you recover from this, but we just need you to get back out there.
Poor little Josh. I don't know what's.
But hey, did you hear Garoppolo was talking about he might be good coming back?
Oh,
Who coming back?
Garoppolo was
Garoppolo.
talking about how he might be good enough to come back.
When?
No, he's talking about if they
For the
win, he
Super
might.
Bowl?
Yeah,
If they win, if they win, huh?
yeah.
That's
If
real
they win, he's
convenient.
like, I might be good enough to play.
That's
You know, I might-
convenient.
Hey, but he's the starter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On most teams, when you got the backup playing, when the starter's healthy, you bring the starter back.
Man,
Not on our team, that didn't happen.
I don't think we knew who the starter was.
because you never gave him a chance.
Right. There you go.
Man, he coming out there throwing passes. The wide receiver ain't turning around. You gonna catch? It's gonna hit you in the head.
Hey.
Bam.
I mean,
Hit him in
fear
the hands.
motivator. Okay, I'll catch the next one. I'll catch the next one, boss. I promise. Oh, okay. I'm gonna catch. I got. Y'all silly.
No, you don't know my phone.
Y'all are
I'm gonna
silly.
be honest with you. The Eagles coaching staff look like they about their life.
Sirianni looks like one of the dudes in those crime shows.
He look like he is about that life.
He looks like one of the low level dudes. Like he's the one that the
Like the
hero.
grimy dudes. Like
Yeah,
he
like
is
they
not-
interrogate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As soon as he see the cops, he start running.
That's the one you send out there. You send him out there to do,
I ain't no
do the
snitch.
work.
I ain't no snitch.
There's some grapes in there.
But the whole coaching staff look like they about their life.
Oh yeah.
Why you buying Papa? Yeah.
And meanwhile, 49ers got one coach that look like he 12.
Let's hit the tape.
All I care about is Anthony Lynn, and I want Josh Johnson to get a ring.
I mean, Josh
cheerleader?
Johnson didn't want to get a ring when he came in this
I mean,
game.
I don't want Josh Johnson on the field because
You just want him
he's
to
going
be
to
part of
interfere.
the team.
He's going to interfere with my plans for him to get a ring. Josh, don't help. You can help best by not helping.
Yeah, he can't. He not gonna get a ring like that.
Take this clipboard, go stand next to Kyle.
No. You know what? No, because he might try to put some input in there, and we saw that he
Okay.
lacks critical thinking on the football field.
Okay, how about this? Take this clipboard, go stand quietly next to Kyle.
Go take, tell him take attendance.
That's what we're trying to say.
Is everybody here?
Take
Everybody?
attendance.
Oh boy, that was a good catch by Debo, but I thought that was picked. Oh my goodness. Never mind.
You about to lose it. Sib.
Oh.
Say, all right, this one.
Now, did the punt? Did it hit something? They keep turning around looking. They keep pointing. The Philadelphia side pointing up, saying it hit something.
I don't
I
know.
know one thing: the referees have been out there for a minute. When the players got to start stretching again because they've been out there so long. And who's this dude? What are you doing on the field? You're not supposed to be on the field with your backwards ball cap. Get off the field, man. Penalty. Call a penalty. Flag. Throw a flag. You ain't supposed to be on the field.
You know they haven't really thrown. They throwed a few this year on that, but I you take your hat off. You know, you take your hat off. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my man, he's on the side. He came off
Right.
the
He's
sideline.
he stepped on
He's
the
not
field.
supposed to be on the field.
It's chilling in one and
Like,
gumbo.
like me and my wife, we be watching the Georgia games. And one of the things we like watching, like one of the little side dramas, is that bald dude whose only job is to pull Kirby back. It's Kirby Smart. Oh, he's coming on the field. Like his only job is to pull Kirby back.
But you got to treat these people like you do the parents at these little games, the little football games, like Boys and Girls Club, Pop One, and all that stuff. That's how you got to treat them, like the parents. Because those parents, you got to keep telling them to get off the field.
Man,
It's better than wrestling tournaments, though. Wrestling tournaments, I've seen dads like physical fights at the wrestling tournaments.
I mean, yeah, but
In
you
a
ain't supposed to be on that
tournament?
mat.
Oh, yeah.
They'll tell you get up off that mat, though.
Like they'll be, I'm saying like they're up in the stands, and you see like the dads, because like they'll be down because when my kids were all four of my boys wrestle, so you be down there on the mat, and you like coaching your kid, and then something happens, whatever, and then it's over, but it really ain't over, especially if he just got put out or whatever. Maybe your kid was on the back of the bracket and that was it, and you don't like the call.
Right.
I've seen referees that get invited outside, like, hey, we step outside, like.
Did y'all metaphor? I'm about to put you out.
I'll just be in his ring.
You see that last comment? I ain't
I
even.
see it.
But you know what?
He's already married. He good.
So it's I can't remember what state this was, but it's a little girl.
We're gonna put you out for that comment. That's just
It's a little girl like
Highlight.
7. I think she was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And she was bodying little boys. I mean,
Yeah,
bodying them.
I love
Yeah.
seeing that too.
You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
was out there, the little boy grabbed like woo woo woo, and the little boy's crying. She's like, so with.
Man, I was watching the freestyle tournament, and so in most of the season, when you watch in the regular season, they're doing folk style, so they don't do as many throws. Freestyle, you see throws, right? So
Right.
we're watching the freestyle tournament over the summer, and this girl went out there, and you could tell that the people who were watching weren't used to watching wrestling. They're like, "Oh, that girl, she doesn't need to be wrestling the boys." I said, "Y'all better hold on." She
Why
grabbed
not?
this dude, belly to back suplexed him, and then you know what a gator roll is?
Yep.
She gator rolled this dude. And then the women were just out of control after that because now
Yeah.
they counted every time she gator rolled. They 1, that's right, girl. 2, that's right. I was like, man, that poor dude.
Yeah.
I was like, all you could do after that is just leave.
I did a little bit of wrestling in high school, and we didn't have a separate girls division. They
Yeah.
do now in this area, but they didn't have a separate girls division. We had to wrestle boys.
We had so what they do is they have down here they have freshman state, and for
Mhm.
freshman state, if basically you didn't go to state, you can go to you can pay money and go to freshman state, and then they have a girls division in that. And then sometimes, because a lot of times they don't have girls because they don't have enough girls to fill out a full bracket.
Right.
And that's
So
how
whatever
it
they
was
do,
for
they
us.
do, yeah.
That's how when I was in high school, that's how it was. Now they have a whole girls division, and it's full.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wrestlers up north are tough though.
Because my son wrestled. He wrestled like last year and a half of high school. He wrestled,
Hmm.
and you go to different ones, and you actually see that they actually had a gymnasium to split. The girls would be on one end, and the boys would be on
Right,
one end,
right.
and then they'll just be going back and forth. They would just rotate in and out.
I think
Oh.
here, I think they do it completely separate. I don't
Okay.
think it's going on at the same time, unless it's like something like regionals or something, or state. But
Oh. Okay, but
but it's
careful.
we ain't talking about arm wrestling. Come on now, he's talking about something. She arm wrestled. Mm-mm.
Speaking of which, this got nothing to do with that, but you made me think of it when you said arm wrestling. I was watching early this morning, like some
The
clips of
slap.
slap fighting.
I knew you were
Oh.
gonna say that. I was thinking that too. Did you see the one where the dude's face was swollen up like this?
Yeah, I was like,
And it was like leaning down like
Yeah.
this, like his head was like this.
I'm
I
like,
know.
He
way.
hit that. Well, that boy got hit hard.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
Right.
my temper cannot take something like that.
you get jabbed. I'm just saying, I'm like,
My temper, you slap me. I understand we're supposed to be slapping each other and it's supposed to be structured.
all right, let me go first. And then I retire, and then
Like I'm
done.
flipping that little table the whole nine. I'm shutting it down.
I'm slapping you, then quitting. I
Yeah.
don't want you to slap me back. So
I seen the one with a lady, with a one girl slapped the other girl and gave her a concussion, and she couldn't stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Oh my god, oh, it's over with."
sometimes like you see like they do a palm heel strike instead of a slap, which is supposed to be illegal. But I'm seeing people's teeth clicking. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
how you gonna go back to work? Because I know these people, they gotta have jobs too. Because there's no way they're making enough money from this. Go to work on Monday, and everybody saw you get slapped and knocked out from a slap. Come
But
on, man.
you can't go to work when your face is like this.
I mean, Josh Johnson. Okay,
Yeah. I was waiting on you to say something because
I've been watching. I've been seeing his activities.
it's ugly. Josh,
His best bet is to just hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey.
if he is going to continue to be the quarterback of this game, we know who's going to win. It's very simple.
Now, because of how the score is, though,
Let it cool off. It's
if
too
they
hot.
can just survive until the half, and Purdy can come back, they
But
got a
that's what I'm
chance.
saying.
Yeah, hot.
If Johnson plays the rest of the game,
Hot.
they're not winning.
Oh no! I mean, this is where the defense has to step up and just hold him. Like, look, we just hold him to the half and see if we can't get Purdy back out here.
And I don't even have confidence in that.
Josh, you need to know who you're not. That's what it
Is it
is.
too hot?
You know, like
It's
that
too hot.
dude, the most interesting man in the world is like
Okay,
the
it's
way
still
you
too hot.
figure out what you should do for a living is find the thing that you aren't good at and don't do it.
Don't pull your shirt.
All right. That's just Josh Johnson. You got to know what you're not, and
Bless
just
his heart.
don't do the things you're not.
Bless his heart.
Okay, here. It's not
I got a
happening.
question. Where's the other two members of y'all's crew?
Uh,
Ant's not coming today.
yeah,
He's
Ant's
still in
already-
mourning?
He had a family thing that he was supposed to do
Okay.
today.
So he's not still in mourning though. Y'all did the wellness check.
No,
Y'all-
he was on the show this week.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he
We gave-
had
we
his
gave
Did y'all
him-
give him 10
5
minutes instead of 5? Y'all give him 10
No,
like
he got his
Yeah.
I
5
got a
minutes.
little bit.
5 and 5 only. You have to go with what you got.
458. Hey,
he had another 5 minutes too.
Yeah,
he did.
He had enough.
to be continued on my own podcast.
He said, "I'm gonna get my full 5 minutes." That's what he said.
Huh? You didn't do it at the same time?
These people here.
San Francisco's starting to implode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Josh Johnson continues to be the quarterback for the rest of the game, it's a done deal.
I mean, but here's the thing, and I mean, I'm not knocking San Francisco because they've obviously done this, but as a general rule, you got to make sure that every quarterback you got is coached up, and you get Josh Johnson. You know who he is, you know what he is because he's got a track record, right? So you don't pick him to be your backup quarterback, knowing anything can happen. Pick somebody that, I mean, I know it's late in the season, but you pick, and it's the dregs, but you find somebody, what I mean?
Yeah.
Find somebody promising that's getting ready for their USFL season. Like, hey, look, man. I mean, I know you got a little deal with the defenders or
A
whatever.
little deal. First
I'm
of
just
all,
saying.
that is not USFL.
Or
That's
whoever.
XFL.
I'm just saying, like, what
Nice
is
hands.
the DC
Nice
USFL
hands.
team?
Huh?
Or do they? Or DC doesn't have a USFL team, does it?
They have the XFL though.
Okay, so
So the
I'm just saying,
defenders
like,
is the XFL.
your team is about to. I know your little team is about to start, but for real, if you come right now, you might get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, you go back to them.
But when you sign your deal with the XFL or the USFL, you can't play in the NFL.
Right.
Hold on.
You
The
can't
Rock
do it.
said, I understand what I'm saying. The Rock
"No,
said,
you're wrong." That's what he
what
said.
you're supposed to say is it doesn't matter what The Rock said. That's what you
Yeah.
should say.
But
It
when you say
doesn't
The Rock
matter.
says,
It
The Rock-
doesn't matter what The Rock said.
look, that was even in his song. So I was just like, you kept saying The Rock said, okay.
Well, what I'm saying is like when he became involved with it, he said he wanted to use it as like a developmental league for the NFL. And if it's like baseball, you can get called up for the minors, play one game against. Okay, never mind. We
Right.
remember you now. Go back down.
But even though that's how it's supposed to be
So
set
they
up
had to
in the
relax the
NFL.
rules a little bit.
But
That's all
no,
I'm saying.
even
It's
with the
not
XFL,
It's
even
not
though that's the case, if you sign the deal with the XFL, you can't just jump into an NFL game out of nowhere. Oh,
Why not?
Joe
Because
Biden is there.
the reason I said why not is because Josh Johnson was in the AAFL. Yeah, the AAFL when we called him up. He was in the AAFL, and we called him up to come play for us.
Right.
Jay Gruden called him up. So,
But when you do that, you're leaving where you're at. So
you're losing
unless
your
you're
spot.
leaving where you're at, then it's not a good. You can't do it. So
yeah, but this is the NFC Championship game.
No, I know that.
You know what I'm
But
saying? That's your.
if you think about it, if you signed a
Oh,
deal
bye.
for the XFL or the USFL just for a temporary in the NFL, you don't even know what next season is gonna hold.
Right.
No,
then
but
that's
it's an
not
audition,
cool.
is what I'm saying. Because you come up, you do well enough, they might be like, oh, okay.
So do you quit
Now
your
go sit down.
job for an audition?
Let me put it like this: would you quit? So, what does a backup quarterback make in the NFL? Josh Johnson, because he's making veteran minimum, right?
Who, Josh Johnson? I don't know.
Yeah,
what
he got to be making vet minimum. So that's
Maybe.
my answer to that.
Mhm.
What's the vet minimum for a quarterback?
But they wouldn't be a vet though.
For Josh Johnson?
No,
is
no,
a
no.
vet.
I'm talking about for other people to leave.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it depends on if they've been in the league. You leave it because then if I get out the league and I go sit on the couch like Eric Flowers, he's not necessarily playing for anybody. but he's still a vet,
Yeah.
right? So if he leaves and goes and plays for the XFL or the USFL and then comes back, he's still an NFL vet. He's not a rookie.
I don't know, but I don't. In general, you don't quit your job to go for an interview.
Okay, hold up. Okay, so Josh Johnson gets week to week, is what Metaphor said. So let me just do some research. Let me research this situation.
Metaphor said he wasn't signed before the year started, so
Right.
he gets work to week.
He gets work to week to week. I get it. So,
Right. Week to week.
but still, it's like vet minimum salary.
And he said vetman is only if you're on the roster before week 1.
Okay.
So you have to get that handled in preseason.
So how about this? How much is Josh Johnson making?
But that's my thing. Josh Johnson's making that now, but when we pulled him, that's not what he was making.
No, I reckon. Okay, no, Josh Johnson definitely. That's not him. Josh Johnson make NFL.
Yeah, that's a common name.
That's a different dude. No, it's pulled up a baseball player. It said,
oh yeah, no, he's making big money. So no.
All right, so Josh Johnson signed a 1 year, $1,120,000 contract with the San Francisco 49ers, according to Spot Track.
So he don't have next year.
So would you quit your job for $1 million? Knowing it's an audition, Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson was in the NFL already. What you need to do is look at how much we paid him when he left. So would you quit your job in the XFL or USFL?
But that was a few years ago. That's why I didn't go to that. I'm saying, like,
right.
If I'm getting you off the couch, how much? That's
but
what I want to know.
Didn't Josh Johnson play last season?
I'm surprised he's playing now. So I don't know if he played last season. All I'm looking at is like, if you go from making $40,000, okay, let's say you work at UPS, right? And you
would quit UPS to go for
if I'm always wanted to be a quarterback, right? In the NFL. I played high school, I played college, and then something just didn't work out and I didn't make it. Now I'm working at UPS, right? And then
you would quit
they
UPS
said, okay, you about to make 6 figures, because that's what even the practice squad players make 6 figures. I'm about to make 6 figures, and this is my chance potentially to do what Heineke did.
And that's what you're gonna do.
Worked out for Taylor Heineke.
Okay, let me say this. How many percent of people who are attempting to go into the NFL actually go?
I think the math you're missing, part of the equation you're missing, is how much of that percent is me. Okay, you gotta dang add. Tell us, Sam.
Because you feel you can do
you gotta add that. How much of that percent is me?
Do
okay, that's an exponent, and it's like it's 5 to the John power.
Oh my goodness! See? So you talking about what you feel like you gonna get. And I appreciate that. That's wonderful. But let's be real. We can't advise other people to do this. If that's what you want to do, that's one thing.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, like,
the
all right,
percentage is low.
No, what I'm getting at is, if you're in the USFL and you leave the USFL to go play in the NFL, nobody's gonna knock you.
Okay.
No, they're not.
And if you come back and say, okay, well, it didn't work out, you've still got NFL experience. It actually makes you more valuable. You may have lost your starting spot, but just like in any other league, somebody gonna screw up and.
But I'm just talking about for a trial.
So,
I don't want to. You shouldn't just quit your job for a trial. Like,
no, I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying, if they offer me a contract.
Yeah, contract is different. Contract is definitely you go.
I'm showing a metaphor. To my screen looks like it's score 16-15 with your first screen background.
It does though.
It does. The way John's sitting like it's 50 score to 15-16.
Hey, don't knock it. That might end up being like that. You see where we at?
Look.
By my count.
I wonder.
Let's go, Josh. Get your ring, Josh. Get your ring. I'm here for Josh Johnson.
Bless his heart.
Everybody's like, I want Trent to get
a
ring.
I don't think he wants
I want Josh Johnson to get a ring. Oh, I want you to know y'all ruined my life with that he don't want to be great thing. because that junk plays in my head now. Anytime somebody does something, he don't want to
You
be
be
great.
like, he don't want to be
Man,
good.
they're like, what's wrong with him? He don't want to be great.
He didn't want to be great.
Oh, that's so funny.
Where?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Let me pull it up.
It was hilarious when they did it when it was in Houston.
I was like, that junk was. I mean, that's classic.
Hey, John. Hey,
Yeah.
John.
You don't
want to be great. Yeah.
But that's Josh. That's what you're talking about.
Let's start with this, right? What if Josh Johnson does win this game? Because he's good for one win he shouldn't have got.
Because it's obvious that Purdy's not playing.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
it's
good for
very,
one win.
very.
It's over with. I don't have the volume up. I'm just looking at the plays. It's obvious
Yeah.
though.
His
He's
best
done for.
bet is for them to knock Hurts
No.
out, so Minshew comes in.
It's good enough.
And it's gonna be the mustache versus the Madden player. Look at Josh up here standing tall in the pocket. Get your ring, Josh. I'm gonna cheer unreasonably for Josh.
No.
Mm-mm.
Look at that walk with that swagger, Josh.
You done?
Ooh, that was a duck though.
Cause this ain't right.
Oh, that was a duck. Oh my God, that was a horrible man. That was a great catch and a horrible throw. And
Oh,
he even
yeah, I
got
know
on
which
white.
one
He
you
even
talking
wearing
about.
white gloves, Josh. Don't tell me you didn't see where to throw the ball. He got white gloves on. Come on, man. His chest is white. He got on a white jersey. Aim for the numbers. Come on, Josh.
He couldn't see the green people were blending in with the grass.
Josh
with the
hit
turf.
turbo. Josh hit turbo.
Oh, wow. A Wi-Fi trip.
Josh hit turbo.
Oh, Lord said.
You know what? I forgot to clear everything off again today.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to just call. I'm gonna have to call AT&T. You know,
Brock
I'm
Purdy is
surprised
over
you
there.
did.
I'm holding out. I'm holding out this
Said be ready to go.
fiber out the lines and
I mean, if he's your backup, you expect him to win at least one game.
But not all
And
backups
Josh-
can win. And then on top of that, you expect a backup to win a in-season game. We're talking about like this is the
Nicholas
division. This
Nicholas Foles. I mean, this is where coaching comes in. You got to figure out something. Insulate your quarterback. Taylor said you got to insulate your quarterback.
yep.
Otherwise,
It's called
Your
bad.
off-
Move your hand.
your,
bad
your
tackling.
offseason starts today.
Oh boy, bad tackling.
Somebody offseason starting today.
man.
Oh, that's some bad tackling. Oh, that's some bad tackling.
There's some stuff going on in this game.
Oh my goodness.
Sid is no longer trying to keep it together.
That's just bad tackling. I hate saying bad tackling.
Child.
Josh.
Mm.
First of all, I blame Kyle Shanahan for that play where he rolled out and they had to throw it away.
That's okay, because you about to see some more stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm saying I blame Kyle Shanahan for that. Because again, just like Josh needs to know who he's not, Kyle need to not call plays like he's somebody else. Like, hey. That's not what he does.
Yeah.
The child say, we don't do that here. Don't do that. Like, keep this junk simple, man.
Wow.
Get your ring, Josh.
Mm-mm.
Get your ring, Josh. Get your ring, Josh.
What you doing?
Get your ring, Josh.
Is you doing the cabbage? What are you doing? The cabbage patch?
Get your, you know how hard it is to do that in a chair? Get your ring,
Hey.
Josh.
That's what I call bad tackling.
Yeah.
Get
I
your
agree.
ring. Hold up.
That's some bad tackling right there.
Get your
Mhm.
ring,
We
Josh.
don't do that down south. I
Get
don't know
your
where they play
ring,
at.
Josh. Get your
Hey,
ring, Josh.
I don't know where they play at. We don't do that down south. I don't know where they play at. We don't do that down
That's what
south.
they had to do. Kyle said, okay, look, get that Madden screen because he got to understand the plays. Put the plays up on the Madden screen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's how they call it. He goes out
That's
the huddle.
terrible.
He says, up, square, X.
O square X. Don't forget to spin.
Yeah. That's it.
That's the old controller. Hey, I was good with the old controller. Then they go and throw the joystick. Don't do this
What am I
joystick.
supposed to do with
Yeah.
this? I'm
You know
on
what?
that
I'm going back to
D-pad,
the
baby.
computer.
What you know
I'm
about
done.
that D-pad?
Hey, I'm done. They pushed me back to the computer. I ain't got time for this.
You did say you play on the
Shit.
computer now, so yeah.
You know, I can do the little pad. They throw the joystick. What do this
Metaphor scared the pigeons are scared to tackle.
joystick? Not the
Mhm.
pigeons.
I mean,
Konami Code. There you go. Well, you know about Turbo. You know about that. That's even further back. That's that Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, you can forget that one, player. You want to count that for an L.
So let's go sentence by sentence. That first sentence,
I need Purdy back in.
That's questionable.
Right here.
Second sentence, we just did. Third sentence,
But no, he want Purdy to come back, then score a rushing touchdown.
All right, so then second sentence, that depends on the first sentence, which is questionable.
He said question.
And get me the over and cover the win 510. That one depends on that first sentence as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you,
In the hole.
The secret is you're gonna have to get.
You know what? Let me Google
They
who that
already
is.
acting like they're not going to hit the over.
What you gonna do if you look out there and Heineke come off the bench in a dang San Francisco uniform? Find out he got traded.
Okay.
He goes diving. There you
I'm
go.
just saying, you know.
Josh Johnson got a ring. Heineke got a ring. Trent got a ring.
Let me tell you something.
Ron got
As
his
far as
lipstick out.
Heineke is concerned, I don't dislike the man. That he's a nice
Oh, yeah,
gentleman.
I like Heineke.
He has
I don't like
he
his
he
fans
helps the
at times.
morale of the team. He's not built for a quarterback. So
I think Taylor
he'll be an
Heineke-
amazing quarterback
was
coach
Marcus
someday.
Epps
I think
from
If you
Wyoming.
put-
Should have known.
if you put Taylor Heineke on San Francisco, Heineke will win that game. Will win the game. If you put Taylor Heineke on San Francisco, he will win the game.
Well, he would have a different scenario, different setup that would be beneficial to him.
He'd have a coach who knows how to call plays. That's my point.
That's another factor.
They be using his legs. That Russian touchdown metaphor asked for, it would happen.
Yeah.
All that would happen. He wouldn't be calling plays that the dude can't throw. Why even call that throw? He can't even do it. Why would you even call? Well, I got people open. So what? If the ball can't reach him, who cares? That's the stupidest. Oh my god. Anyway.
Wait, metaphors.
Oh,
explain this.
I make a great tennis player.
What? I mean, we talking football, and he bring up
I think he said he don't belong in the NFL.
clearly.
He does have that change of direction
That's-
now.
that's
He
a
does
four.
that quite a bit.
Tom Monken had another interview this past week with Denver.
You think he gonna leave?
He got
Yeah.
one next week with
I don't think he should. He don't need to go to NFL. To me, he need to stand. He need to
I hope he
chill.
stay
He need to chill, either chill at Georgia or he needs to go to another college.
because
Wow.
we got some wide receivers coming in that's gonna be. They saying the one dude that's 6'1" that already enrolled. They say he was out there doing the thing during the bowl practice
Mm.
because he enrolled early, so he got the practice at home. Actually, he couldn't come to Atlanta because it was considered a home game for Georgia, but he could practice when they were still practicing in Athens. They say that boy is already out there doing this thing.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you want to advance, Kirby ain't going nowhere. So if you want to advance, you and you're looking at your career, like, what else do I have left? I've already been the OC for national championship team twice.
Right.
What else can I do?
You've been in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I wouldn't go to NFL because then now I got all this extra pressure. I'd rather just stay in college, go to another college, go to a smaller school, maybe not even Division I. But if I want to compete, go Division I and say, let's just go, see what happens.
But not just that. You got the chance to have your name attached to something that has never been
Exactly
done.
Yeah. You're right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Never been
In
done.
an environment with fans who love you. You ain't got to deal with, you go to an NFL team, they ain't going to put you on an NFL team that's doing great.
No,
That's why they called you in the first
why
place,
they need
because
an
we're not
OC.
doing great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we want you come in, because we need you to save us, help us, Obi-Wan. So I'm not going at all that extra pressure. Nah, man, I ain't dealing with that. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. You ain't about to Chip Kelly my life.
man, you see Chip Kelly.
I'm for real. That dude should have stayed in college.
Yeah, you're not gonna Chip Kelly my life.
That sounds so petty.
But am I wrong?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of y'all.
But
looking
then
at
part
me,
of
take a
it was
picture
Chip
of y'all.
Kelly's fault too. When we started finding out some of the inside stuff that happened, you knew that was his fault as well.
John laughing at me.
The-
He
the
said he was
background?
going to take a picture. I said,
Yeah, of course. Like, hey, what?
She hit you with the Wilson.
She stopped talking and
Always
everything.
ready.
Like,
Always ready for the Wilson. Always.
gotta be ready. Gotta stay ready.
he said he hoped they punch Hurts in the kidney. Dang, man.
So that's
Nice,
how you really
good tackle. That's a good open field tackle. Good job. I just, like I said though, I seriously, all I care about is Anthony Lynn, and I have my doubts about Eric. Okay, once again, I got to do one disclaimer. I'm a fan of the team of the Washington Commanders, and I recognize that my fandom does not grant me any decision-making power.
Right.
Okay. Now that I've said that, I don't know about this Eric Bieniemy thing, because either he doesn't interview well, or the rumors I'm hearing about him kind of having an attitude with players might be true.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need that. Oh, you should have had that pick. Play it. You don't want to be great.
Hold on, y'all.
Should have had that pick, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? He does not want to be great. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
that's a good pass breakup, but still, that's not what you need right now. You need.
I just hope he stays for at least one. I'm talking about Monkey. Hope he stays for at least one more year, maybe two, because it's been a long time since we've had an offense to match the defense.
Flag, dang it! I think
a long time.
To me, Georgia's. So as a Commanders fan, I used to get so mad. I would be so happy every Saturday watching Georgia play, and then getting mad towards the end of the game, as I was like, this is how we're supposed to be playing. I recognize it's pros versus college, but that's the style of play that actually suited the team we had.
Right.
If we play, except for the fact that everybody's like, oh, well, O-line just needs to be tweaked. No, the O-line needs to be overhauled, because if you're going to be run first, your O-line needs to move the line of scrimmage. And we didn't have an O-line that's moving the line of scrimmage. They're not moving the pile. Instead, our running back is doing all of that yardage after contact. So that's one thing I watched Georgia, and I'm like, man, these dudes are just, they're moving the line. They're moving the pile. I'm like, these dudes are dominating. Like, that's what we need. That's what really was making me mad.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm looking at it like, why can we not? It's like every game, it's like we're going downhill. Every game
should be.
Georgia's going downhill. They're manhandling dudes.
We got monsters coming in too. So
I was like, look, you just need to go down there. They all graduating. Just go down there and just draft their line. Just say, hey, look, I'm just going to draft their line across the board. Boom, 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 boom. For real. Why not? Because who's a weak link on the O-line? I'm like, who's the weak link on the Georgia O-line?
Yeah, we ain't got too many of them. Exactly. I will say that.
What do you think y'all gonna do with Mariota? Send him packing?
He's gone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Mariota's gone. Matter of fact, let me pull up.
Because I know they were talking about Ritter
spot track,
really getting. Oh wow.
But you know what? How about this?
That dude's got his hand in my.
I was listening to 92.9,
Okay.
right? And I listened to them interview the head coach, who refused to name Ritter as a starter for next year. Absolutely refused.
I don't even understand that.
I
don't even understand that.
He said we're going to see what's going to happen. We're going to
So
evaluate
okay.
Right?
So do you think that means he's going to draft somebody? Or do you think he's going to try to find another vet?
I think he may be trying to set bait to see if someone wants to see if they trying. This is what I want to say. I want to say I think he's trying to set bait to see if somebody want to jump up and give the Falcons some picks. Because we got cap money now. We got holes to fill. More picks will help us. Maybe somebody wants to jump up to 8. Even though I think we should stay at 8 and make that pick.
Oh, okay. So like trade back. Okay.
See if somebody wants to jump up to 8 and get.
I
more
thought you were
picks
talking about
and trade
trading a
back.
player, but I'm like,
No.
who y'all gonna trade? Drake
Because
London?
you got guys now that are who made their money. They're being disgruntled. They're tired. They're tired of losing. And Jared said it best. Even though he just got paid, same year, same S. Said a lot.
Yeah, but you also you got a thing is like you got some I don't know who said it, but they said you got some football players who just want to make that money and they're good with it. They're just here to make their money and leave, right? And you got other players who actually want to win. They're like, hey, I'm here to win the Super Bowl. I want to win championships. I want to do well, And I think that's the thing. You got to like fill your team up with people who want to win a championship.
Right.
But if you do that, you're more likely to have disgruntled players if you're not winning. Because you putting your all into it, and then all of a sudden you're not, you feel like the coach is calling bad plays or whatever. You're like, why am I putting all this effort in and you're not putting effort in? Like we had Metaphor. What was his name? That what was our player that was talking about how under Jay Gruden, he said that he watched more film than the defensive coaches.
Oh, that was oh my goodness. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it had like the dreads, and he was always like real flossy a little bit, like flashy.
Right.
Had a cane, walk with a cane. Oh man, I can't remember his name. But anyway, you have disgruntled players when you're in a situation where you feel like the coaches aren't putting in the same effort that you are as a player. Because it's got to be a group effort. Oh, that's about to be a flag. What? Really? Okay. I guess you're allowed to just fling people around out of bounds after they're already out of bounds.
Randomly.
What do I know? Okay.
Hey.
Give me $250,000. I'm a damn referee, right?
So if you just give me the 200.
Yeah.
I come in there and I show you what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I was telling some of my friends, the one that
Swearinger.
kills me,
DJ Swearinger. There you go. I knew Metaphor would know.
The one that kills me the most is the referee with the camera on his hat that's looking at the penalty and then turns his head like nothing happened.
Hey, I don't want to be the first one to say it. I'm like, dude, that's why you there. You supposed to be you know what? That's what it is. Like, I feel like referees, like, they're not necessarily sure of themselves. And to a certain extent, I can't blame them because this ain't my full-time job. You know what I mean? I realize you've been doing this now for 17, 18 weeks, but still, man, if I don't do this all the time and you change the rules every year, it's gonna take me time to get in the swing of things too. And then you got everybody second guessing the referees. They don't have the confidence to actually make calls. So
right.
I think it's in everyone's best interest if you just say, okay, if you're gonna be a referee, that's your job. And in the off season, you're gonna be going and doing training. You're gonna be training to do this or that. You don't just do whatever. You know what I mean?
Or
even UFC,
a period of time. You know,
yeah. You can have vacation, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like MMA referees, if you do the UFC in between fights, you're training and all that. You got your own fighters probably, but you also referee other MMA leagues. so that you constantly stay fresh. Strange commercial.
It was.
I mean, that's a good point, Metaphor. It says playoffs. These are supposed to be the best of the best refs. You need to own up to your decisions. That's a very good point. You know, you can't say there's a shortage. There's only 2 games. Pick out the best referees and put them out there. That's a very valid point.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, it's amazing, man. Like I said, we were talking about this earlier in the year. This has to be one of the worst. I mean, even worse than that playoff game with the New Orleans Saints and was it Minnesota when they tackled the guy, just outright tackled him in front of the referee.
Oh yeah,
and they didn't throw the flag.
Oh yeah, because what was it a few weeks ago? And it was like holding right in front of the referee, and he didn't call that. I was like, but it's like right in front of you. Somebody else had to call it. Somebody all the way over there had to call it. I'm like, you right there. How do you not see that?
How do you not even call it? And then it was another one. That's almost and like the one during the Georgia-Tennessee game. Mm-hmm. It was clear the offensive lineman didn't get out of the end zone. Clear.
Yeah.
And you tell me that's not a safety? What?
Speaking of that, people are, it's doing those mock drafts and they're talking about Hendon Hooker to the Commanders. I don't know. Because my man had a pretty bad injury.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take him. It's just like
and he the old boy looked good. He had no spring chicken.
Did you see Williams with Detroit? Because that's what he had an ACL against Georgia during the SEC championship game last year.
How old is he though?
He came back and played. I don't know how old he is.
I'm just saying, good. On the one hand, if you're a quarterback, it's not like you're a running back and you gotta you're still gonna get hit, but you know what I mean. It's not like you're a punt returner and you have to plant and all that kind of stuff. As a quarterback, you're basically throwing the ball. But I'm just saying that was a bad injury, man. And I just don't see it.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm not downplaying it when a bad injury.
I felt bad for him because his Heisman chances just shit.
Well, you can thank South Carolina and Spencer Rattler for that one.
Yeah.
This is not working, baby.
I was listening to speaking of Stetson Bennett, we were talking about him earlier. Stetson Bennett was on with the Mannings, and they were talking about how he wasn't eligible. Oh my God, he wasn't eligible for the Heisman. No, not the Heisman. He wasn't eligible for something. Because he wasn't because he never
not the All-American Hall of Fame, College Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Because he had never won. It wasn't a Heisman, but he had never been like first team All-American or something like that. And they're like they want to change the rules.
That's absolutely asinine. Yeah. I mean, get me wrong. You can't. I mean, there are days and I wish I could choke him to the ground.
Yeah,
but you can't take away what he did.
Exactly. And I mean, you could also say. Now I hear people say, he's older, so he's supposed to be playing like that. He's older and he's more mature. But let's think about the fact that he walked on. He started. He had a lower floor. Just to come from where he came from to where he is now. That's tremendous. So, especially to go back to back.
Right. Now, who are you going for the starter for next year?
I don't know because I don't know enough about either one of the backups. I think I'd like to see them just compete for it because I don't know enough about either one of them. I think that in a situation like what they have though, the bar has been set kind of high by Stetson Bennett. So to me, it's going to have to be whichever one of them can be not intimidated by the moment.
Now, what I will say, and this raised the eyebrow of mine when George Pickens said during his pro day, they asked him who was throwing him the ball, right?
Right.
And
for his pro day,
he was like Carson Beck.
Okay.
So then I turned around.
You didn't say Stetson Bennett, yeah.
I said Carson Beck. He said, I just like the way he slang that ball and put it on me so I'm still moving.
Like, so he throws you open like a pro quarterback will, whereas most college quarterbacks wait for you to be open before they throw it to you.
And I was like, imagine that.
It's not bad.
You know, and it really, because what it did two things for Carson Bennett. Whether he does well or not, it put him out front for some NL scouts who haven't even seen him play.
Right.
Hey, I want you to throw him this route.
Right.
So now he's stepping back. He's throwing bombs. He's throwing out routes. He's throwing slants. He's throwing give and goes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he froze.
I see that. What he said is
he said it was messing up, but
let me see. He had the flood zone water level floor. Dang, man. That's horrible. That's rough. That's abusive.
And then what's the time that you have?
It's halftime. So
almost halftime, or you have halftime?
I'm at halftime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at halftime right now.
I get behind you. No, it's not.
Wait a minute. No. It's 7-14. I thought they're going to the half. It's minute 36.
Okay.
So he was asking me like who I'm going for in terms of the quarterbacks for Georgia. I mean, I still think that it's a matter of like I want whoever comes in. I don't want there to be a drop off because we're trying to three-peat.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of tough.
Who was behind Stetson?
Carson Beck.
Right. So how does he?
But there's a freshman who's very promising.
Right. So you don't think that he could be?
No, I want to see him compete. I want to see him compete.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want to annoy anybody. Not for the third time trying to come back, you know.
Right.
I'm like, hey, I don't not want you to get it, but I want you to earn it, you know?
Yeah, it was Carson Beck. Carson Beck was number 2 all year long. He was a backup quarterback all year long. And that's how come he was the first one to come in during the national championship game.
Right.
When they gave Stetson Bennett the little ringing ovation for him to lead. And as you see, he came in slinging that rock, just like it was no drop off on there. Now, the thing is, one of them guys is leaving. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how they want to put it. When he turns around and names one of them got a starter, one of them is transferring. It's just going to happen.
I agree.
Because the freshman, like I said later A before, the freshman has broke every one of Deshaun Watson's.
That's what I said. That's what I just said. It's Carson Beck, but we got a promising freshman. Yeah. So to me, let them. All right. So if Carson Beck gets it and I'm the freshman, it might be to your advantage to hold up.
Because
you're not going to get
they
worse.
They redshirted him.
Okay.
So he'll be a redshirt freshman next year.
So I'm just saying, like, if you're not going to get worse. Whereas and it's like, oh, I'm using up a year eligibility. Nah, you're still learning, you're growing, you're developing. So when you come in, your floor just got higher.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not going to get worse, especially not under Kirby Smart and Monken. But you go to another program where maybe now you're the man. Obviously, you know, you got to rise to the occasion, but maybe you hurt yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what I will say is Kirby Smart did not recruit a quarterback for 2023 for this next class. This next
That-
class that comes in, he didn't recruit a quarterback. The young man that's talking about coming to Georgia, Dylan. Sorry, I forget his last name. He's a 2024 prospect,
Right.
but they didn't bring in a quarterback for next year.
Right.
So
That's what I'm
with
saying,
with one of them guys leaving, that's going to leave a starter and one backup.
And here's the other thing too: the way we've been playing, man, we mess around and we boat racing people. So you still subject to get playing time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to me, it's to your benefit to stay. Don't jump in. And Kirby don't like it when players go to the portal. He don't say it, but he's just like,
I
like
don't
he was
think
talking
any
about.
of them like
He was,
that.
he was congratulating Stetson, like, he stuck it out instead of jumping to the portal. He stuck it out and
That's
kinda,
bad because that's now an accomplishment versus
metaphor sent Josh back to that USFL. Yeah, but it's like, I mean, so Georgia's not participating in the NIL, right?
Yes.
They are. Okay. So in that case, I'm like, it's not like you can't make your money. It's very high profile. All you're doing is developing and becoming better, and you're not getting the wear and tear.
But didn't we say Stetson had an NIL?
Yes. He has multiple NILs, not just with Georgia.
Shoot,
He had $1 million last year. I don't know what he had the
But
year
that
before.
just means that his decisions going forward, he has to make sure it doesn't contradict that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, if Stetson mess around and I told you get a used car dealership sponsorship if he ain't careful.
you know what? JT Daniels even started all year and had an NIL before he transferred from Georgia.
I'm like, I don't see.
Right?
I mean, if I'm playing for Georgia, unless I'm trying to get in the NFL draft, like come out early, I'm staying because I'm making money. Guys used to transfer because they want to make money. I'm making money, and I'm on a national championship team.
Yeah.
You're on TV every week,
and you still getting playing time. You still getting playing time.
There might be 3 weeks, maybe 4, that we're not on national TV. That's it.
And depending on when we blow them away, I mean, you coming in the third quarter maybe to play.
And I hope that young man from this is a young man from Duncanville, probably about 30 minutes from me, supposed to be number 1 defensive end. Mm-hmm. I hope he ends up at Georgia. But I think right now it's between. Wait a minute. I know what I'm going to say. Can you believe Birch left South Carolina and went to Oregon?
I mean,
it's the duck.
He wanted to play closer to home, so he didn't go to Georgia.
But
the duck. You can't deny the duck.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I think
I'm trying to tell you.
You think it's a situation where he's going there because he figures he got a better shot at
starting.
Yeah, starting. But I mean, it's not just a matter of start because I ain't necessarily trying to start on a team that I don't think is good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much they lost either. Coming off of this year, the only thing we know is Bo Nix is coming back.
Right.
So I mean, remember they were very promising until we boat raced them in the first game of the season. So if you think Oregon is just a couple players away and one of them players is you, and you got a chance to kind of be in the spotlight. I mean, I can't imagine Oregon is the sort of place that. I mean, there's nothing in Oregon. But no. I mean, all I'm saying is the factors for college players now isn't just playing; it's also name, image, and likeness. If I know I'm making money, then I don't have to be at Michigan or whatever. I can go anywhere I want and just take advantage of it. Because these dudes know they may not necessarily get to the NFL.
Right. And it was one more.
Sid, did you just watch this return?
Yes.
Okay.
It was one more.
Josh didn't just take his helmet off.
Yeah,
Just take your helmet off. Man.
Don't do that. Don't do that,
This
man.
nigga mess around. I'm saying, look, if he plays, that interferes with his ability. He messing with the plan. I'm trying to get you a ring, Josh. Take that helmet off. Get that clipboard. Stand next to Kyle. And just, I know they got an emergency quarterback.
You know what?
Let's get him in.
I got one more name that comes to mind. Do you remember the wide receiver? Wide receiver.
Remember too?
He's from Georgia.
Okay.
He didn't come to Georgia because he didn't think we threw the ball enough. He committed to Oklahoma.
What year was that? Because remember, I've only been a fan for like 2 years.
It might have been just before you became a fan. What is his name?
Because I admit freely, I'm a bandwagon. The Washington Commanders made me a UGA fan. I told my wife, I said, I can't handle any more losing. Because she was like, you should be a Georgia fan. I was like, what's this? I said, what's their record? I can't handle any more losing. And she was like, no, they're good. She's like, we good for real. I said, really? Okay. So let me check it out. Started watching. I said, oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. And that's when I started saying Saturdays gets me through Sundays. And that's actually at the same time I started watching rugby.
Oh, yeah. Well, we at the half now, guys. The score, for those who don't know, is 7 San Francisco, 21 Eagles.
Yep.
The
Eagles came up at the very, they scored like boom, boom.
Yeah, it was
in the hand.
But they scored out the gate, and then they've been dominating this game. Of course, we know Brock Purdy went down, was out, allowing Josh Johnson to have 5 completions, 9 attempts, 51 yards. Yeah. So his numbers look a little better than Brock Purdy, obviously, because he went down pretty early. Let's see. Let me go see what Jalen has. 9, 97 yards. So
let's overanalyze that last series. Do you think Kyle should have called that play, or they should have just taken the knee? Because to me, all it looked like they did was expose the player to getting hurt for no reason with that little screen pass or whatever. Like, what you doing, man?
It's hard to say what he should have done to make that work. However, in hindsight, you can tell it wasn't the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why? What I'm saying, you had like what, 10 seconds? Just take a knee. What do you possibly think with a short pass you going to accomplish?
Yeah,
it wasn't even to the sideline. You said, you get out of bounds.
Somebody hurts your quarterback.
Oh, you just get somebody hurt. Why not just take a knee?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what was going through his mind. That is one of those moments where you looking like, wait.
Remember I said, is he a finisher?
Could have done something different. So
he may be aggravated because of the situation. But that's why you're supposed to have your backup quarterback ready to go.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And if you're aggravated, you have to also understand that for coaching, you got to take a lot of your feeling and emotion out of it. You can be led by your emotion to a degree on the field, but in coaching, you have to be level-headed. You have to think wisely. You have to you have to be smart. And so, even if he was aggravated, it's like, come on, dude, you that didn't work out.
Like Ron?
Huh?
Stand there with his arms folded like Ron.
Well, Ron is like a whole robot. Like that's
she said robot.
He is. He's a whole robot.
I mean, but you know why he's like that, right?
Tell me.
His daddy.
Oh yeah. I mean, his environment was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, his father's an Army officer, and officers are basically, and Seth can say this from his time in the military too. His
the
officers, they say this is what needs to happen, and then a good officer will do this.
Yeah.
Or even better, leave.
Yep.
Just leave and let y'all do the work. So a good head coach will delegate to his coordinators and let them handle it. The problem I have with the situation is
the coordinators.
All right, if I'm gonna be calm, like Joe Gibbs was very calm on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Right. But his coordinators will get in you. You know, his coordinators are the ones who are gonna be yelling. Right? Joe Bugle and his position coaches, Joe Bugle will get in you, right? So he didn't have to be animated. So that's what I think the problem is. Like, you can't all be super calm. Somebody's got to lose their mind.
Yeah, I think Shanahan, they're going to have to do more than what they've done early. Philadelphia knows they're going to have to try to run the ball to get anything to happen in this game.
Yeah.
Because Josh Johnson throwing the ball, as you can see, is questionable.
Yep.
I mean, he hasn't got. I mean, you clearly see he hasn't gotten the reps. Let's say any reps.
Yep.
You know, if at all.
I don't even know if he knows the playbook.
That as well, you know. So
he had the plays on his arm. So, but real talk, it looked fresh. It looked like it had never been used.
Like they just wrote it.
Yeah, it was like just like everything. The plastic was new. It wasn't crumpled.
If you look at it, it looked like a PlayStation controller.
It
just got like
stop
D-pad.
It. But like even the band that goes on, it was clean. It was white. It looked like it was fresh. So I will say that, like, he may not know the place. Just
it was a fresh band. It was fresh out of the package.
Like you get that new book.
This slid the playbook plays in that.
Yeah, like it was like a new book that you had never even tried to open. You know,
it was still crinkled when he put it on.
Yeah, like you know how you open like a hardback book. You know, when you open it, kind of make that noise like it's just new. It looked like that. Yeah.
The metaphor said they haven't been dominated. They got to stop. No more offense. San Fran let them drive down with all penalties, extending the drive. Then that dumb fumble. I mean, but again, you have to. Yeah, I mean, those are good points. But again, if you know your quarterback doesn't, like he's not there, then you need to insulate him.
Yeah,
you need to protect him. You know, you need to protect yourself by protecting him from himself.
Something had to be done, and it wasn't.
Like you look at the plays they're calling. Like, I mean, okay, so for example, right there.
I can't see what you.
No, I'm saying no. I'm about to say. So under no circumstances am I going to have him in shotgun, because that's how the fumble happened. I'm not going to have Josh Johnson in shotgun. I'm going to have him under center.
Yeah.
So they're just handing the ball to him instead of tossing it, instead of hiking it to him. That's one more precision thing. And how can you do that when he hasn't developed a rapport and a rhythm with your center?
Correct.
That makes no sense. The center, he's not even the same height as Brock Purdy. So the center is snapping to a dude who he's never done snaps to. I'm just saying, it's like, don't do that. You don't do that. Instead, hand the ball to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just one thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like little things like that. Make him comfortable.
Like one more, it'll be one more second, literally.
That's it. I mean, you got the best left tackle in football. If he can't protect him for the time it takes to just go under center and snap it.
Well, they didn't in a couple plays. They couldn't.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that is because he's getting the ball. So first of all, it's wasting time because it gets to him. He's bobbling a little bit. So that time that you thought you were saving, you didn't save.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to figure out where everybody is because he don't know the playbook. He's basically out there just like looking for who open.
Yeah.
And throwing it to him.
Metaphor, I agree. He should know how to catch that. I mean, even if those factors are, things are different, whatever.
In general, be nerves too. I don't know if this is the biggest game he's ever been in, but it's pretty dang big.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's that is part of the job, to go and play a big game. So you're always going to be playing in front of people. I mean, you practice in front of people. You do everything in front of people. So
I mean, that's the pressure, though.
This is a big game. That's what you signed up for. This. You here now.
You've been
to get yourself together, gather yourself, and get it together and perform on the field.
Yeah, nerves out of the way. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. If you're trying to return to the field in some status or quo or whatever, a la Blaine Gabbert, even if you don't start again. The fact that you could be a backup, Blaine Gabbert, they were talking about the other day, he's made like almost $100 million as a backup.
which is again, Lady A, why I would leave my job if the NFL said you got a chance.
Back up for a while. That's what I'm saying. The money at the end of the day, the money should make sense.
If I'm making a mill, let me just tell you like this. This is once again, right? So we always talk about it if I won the lottery, which is going to be difficult because I don't play it. But let's say I did.
Hold it like this.
Let's say I found a lottery ticket.
Hold it.
All right. And I got $1 million, even after taxes.
Hold it.
That mill is enough for me to pay off my house. And then I still got the house is paid for.
Wait, so we about to touch on a whole nother issue. Because that's not what they buying. Okay. They're buying,
not young. Okay, so he's at an age where he's making sensible decisions. Now.
Okay, what's not young?
Josh Johnson? Man, that dude been okay, so when did he play for Jay Gruden? It was 2000.
Oh man.
18, I think.
Because that was a year that all the quarterbacks came at the same time. It was a quarterback class.
Yeah,
it was 2018. Yeah, he came in for Jay Gruden in 2018 with us at the end of the season. He had already been in the league and out of the league.
He's 36 and he hasn't consistently been in the NFL.
There you go. That dude making sound decisions now. Okay.
No, he may not. Well,
financially, he's better
now with this second year. But
how much are they paying? How much are they paying?
Supposedly $1 million
for 4 games
for this season.
He only been there like 4 weeks for 4 games.
I'm gonna pull it back up again. It said you can go. It's you Google it. Josh Johnson.
Yeah, I'm going to spot track.
How much does Josh Johnson NFL make? 1 year, $1,120,000 contract.
He only been there 4 weeks. They just hired him about 4 weeks ago.
So what does 1 year say for him? One season, meaning 4 games, because
4 games $1 million, lady.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to know.
I'm slapping everybody in the building as I walk out.
I'll tell you, I'm out. I will go live in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, where the cost of living is low.
But that's not true.
Never work again.
Him, maybe. But
all I'm gonna do is get up and go drink coffee and go to Home Depot and buy stuff.
But wait, let's go back. So y'all don't think that he's worth that $1 million?
Have you been watching the game?
I've been watching the game.
No,
I know that.
Nah, he ain't worth that.
You're investing in the time you think he may give you. And the
results, so you think he'll get. That's why I said Taylor Heineke. If you bring him in, would have won the game. San Fran would be winning right now if Heineke was in. All right, and that dude came off the couch.
I would give it to Heineke. I don't believe he would go into the game pulling a Josh Johnson.
Because I remember when Jay Gruden brought him in, he said the first thing he told him was calm down. So I think he gets nervous because he's like, this is my chance. This is my chance. And he tries stuff that, he has ambitions of being able to do, but he can't do. Right. I'm like, you need to just calm down, realize who you are, and just be competent and just manage. Just don't lose the game. Now you're in a situation where you got to win the game because you're down by 2. As you just manage the game, you be all right because the defense was doing good.
So after he left us, it looks like he just stayed in the NFL, but in some capacity. He was, he was with the Ravens before here. And then he was
He was in Metaphor says a year. Squad. Metaphor says from December 5th to next December.
Okay. See, that's what.
But that's even better though.
What does
because now his next year, his entire off season, all that's taken care of. Oh, I got money. You know what I'm saying? Like his next season is already accounted for. Now it may not be guaranteed, but I'm like, calm down, homie. This is your just relax. Relax. Just manage the game. Right. Because your objective is to still be there when Jimmy Garoppolo leaves. That's all your objective is.
Remember, they got Lance coming back as well.
Man,
that's gonna be tough.
Off of the injury.
Trey Lance is possibly going to be trade capital because they're talking about Brock Purdy is their guy, and you can't have Trey Lance on the team.
You got to have a backup. They're not gonna keep.
Right.
I know, but what's the drop?
Garoppolo. They're gonna get rid of Garoppolo.
They just hired Josh Johnson, so unless they're gonna get rid of him, which they could just get rid of him, but that's what I'm saying. Your objective is to let them know that you are a low cost alternative. And there won't be a big drop off if they get rid of Garoppolo and they use Trey Lance as trade capital to get something else that they need.
Since I'm a little bit ahead of y'all, let me see. Nope, he didn't come back in.
Metaphor said RG3 should be in the game.
He said that I'm after the half.
This dude said RG3
I'm ahead of y'all.
would win it because he thrives in Kyle's own.
RG3 will be doing a stanky leg on the field. That's it.
Oh, did you see the picture of the baby? Oh,
That's
she's
a good point.
adorable.
I did see. I sent it to you, Fred.
Oh, that was you sent it to.
Say it.
That's right,
I have nothing called. Say the wrong
Fred,
person.
dang.
Whoa, wait a minute! I just realized that. Hold
And
on.
she calls you Fred and everything. That's
We're gonna have to discuss that offline.
this dude says
No,
600.
it's
Metaphor
it's a
says
logical
600K per
explanation.
fumble.
It's a logical explanation. I have a family member that I was just talking to and about. So I'm sorry.
So, I mean, this Josh Johnson, man, I'm just saying. And then even now, he can still say, look, he can still potentially be on the team because he's like, all right, look, man, I
Still
didn't even
wide
know,
open.
I don't know the offense. I don't know anything. I got thrown in there. But I would just say once again, what should scare him is Taylor Heineke is not under contract with us. So
Man.
if San Francisco was looking for somebody that they can just bring in and say, you know what, we're not about to let this happen again. We need to do. We can just put in, plug and play. Heineke, let's go.
Yeah, to a degree, he could do it.
Heineke is the man. His fans are the problem. And Purdy,
Heineke isn't the man. He's good. for
Heineke is what you
we
need out of a
needed him.
backup.
Right.
He's good for 5
what
games.
We needed him for.
He's good for 5 games. And I'm like, if you can't get your dang starter back on the field in 5 games, well, look, just get what you can out of that season.
Yeah.
Because if your backup is too good, you end up with a quarterback controversy, and you don't need that headache. You
Yep.
need a backup who will get you 5 games and done. And the problem that we've had is we haven't had a good enough starter, so our backup has had to play longer.
Right.
That's how we end up with the controversy. So
Rush
is another example.
Free play.
What you say, said?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Hold on a second. Let me get this.
Just being competent is how Teddy Bridgewater kept a career. You know, like you were talking about Blaine Gabbert. It's like you don't have to be a superstar. Just let the coach believe that
Look at this.
you're gonna just you can get us through the game.
Yeah.
So, and it's obvious that Purdy is the man because is their guy because they're not putting him back out there like, son, you got a bright future with us. You just chill right here next to me.
Man.
Bad.
Already.
Get your ring, Josh.
It's a flag. I knew that.
Get your ring, Josh.
No.
Sorry about that, man.
I saw said the flag.
Huh?
I saw that flag.
I cleaned some. I gave him the little bit of things, ice cream, little bit of things, the bluebell.
He said he can't.
Is that your grandson?
Yeah.
Yeah, my granddaughter's here too. She was in rare form this morning, and by that I mean 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But my mom is here. My mom is here, and she's just loving it because she's like,
of course.
it was like we had 4 generations: my mom, my son, my daughter, my sons, and my daughter, and then my granddaughter. So we got 4 generations in this house.
All right.
I didn't know Papa put them.
Have we ever gotten a definitive answer for why coaches cover their mouth?
Because they don't want them to read
the
their
Patriots.
lips.
Patriots.
Huh? Right. They don't want them to read their lips.
The Patriots. I'm so for real. Y'all, I mean,
Patriots.
I believe
and Goodell, I mean, I'm never gonna say this, but Goodell and burning them tapes and not allowing anybody else to see them never really told the depth at which the Patriots were caught cheating.
They're spying on the practice and all
that.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. They figured out what the coach was saying because they got somebody read lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To match up with some of the plays they saw.
Let me
Listen.
tell you something. Josh ain't looking. Oh, baby. I can't wait
And
on to
let
see
me
that.
tell you something. Josh Purdy is warming up.
This is a reminder.
I told you, you just gotta be
He
like
needs to-
Brock Purdy. You need to get back out
Oh
there
boy.
and get Josh that ring.
Oh, he got a concussion.
A reminder.
Josh
Because look,
needs
for
to
real,
make a name for himself.
you get Josh Johnson that dang NFC championship.
What?
Get Josh Johnson that NFC championship.
What?
Get out here, Brock. Come on,
He got
Josh.
a concussion.
Right. That's what I said.
Josh.
He was not
Yeah,
looking
Josh
good.
Johnson.
He hit his head, the
Yup.
back of his head on the
Oh,
field.
Why they
Oh,
not
the
showing?
big-
They're not showing it
Helmet,
again.
helmet. Did
They
he go
showed it
helmet?
one
No,
time.
his head hit the back of his head hit the ground.
Yep, it did.
He whiplashed, and they hadn't showed it again.
They having a helmet issue too with other people.
Okay. All right.
How
Well-
many quarterbacks they gonna use today?
Oh, that's
They
the
about
same
to-
one.
They about to put a helmet on a coach.
See if Shannon can run his own offense.
Oh my goodness!
Ah!
You laughing
Oh,
too hard, Sid.
No pressure.
Hey, you laughing too hard.
See if Shannon can run his own offense.
I told you I'm here writing that in my notepad again. Subject has unresolved anger issues from his past.
Say laughing way too hard.
We're about to watch the ball get handed off.
Hey, while we go to
Gazillion
commercial,
times.
we're gonna run our little our commercial. Hold on a second.
Hit it.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you
Now
go.
we'd like to take time and send a shout out to our sponsors, Bet Rivers. Make sure you download that Bet Rivers app or go to www.betrivers.com. Like I said, you must be 21 years or older to play. And if you play like me, you know I love to play straight bets. NBA, NFL, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get you with the straight bets. And what's up, man?
Now, like this guy just said, he wants to be straight leg Sam, but I'm better known as Parlay Pete. So I go 2, 3, or 4 leg parlays as long as it ain't the stanky leg. Said, what you got?
Okay, shout out Brett Rivers because how we do it. I got future bets. Future bets with them mean next year. Who you got? Georgia going for a 3-peat. Want to put your money down on Georgia now? Get those good odds now. Want a Heisman? Hey, put your money down on Carson Beck. You never know. It could be next Heisman. Same thing with NFL. You get another team, put on that team. NBA, same thing. Future bets is what I do. I like to put my money out there early, let it sit, let it marinate, because you never know what's going to come back in the end. Lady A, what you got?
Well, I like the over under. I also like those player props. So whoever your favorite QB is, that running back, bet on them.
Bet on them. And that's what we got. Holler at our guys at Bet Rivers.
Say it. Don't say it talk so fast that he like one of them people you can't trust. Said out there talking like he the real bookie, like he like wait, back up. What you say? You trying to slip something by me?
But we will say again, shout out to Bet Rivers, our sponsor.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Bet Rivers, our sponsor, for coming at us, giving us a chance to put out a good content and spread the word around.
Indeed.
Man, look like we losing our dang O-line coaches. UGA, I mean.
I'm about to say who's we?
He's just a grad assistant. He's going to go be Devontae Danzy. He's going to be assistant coach at Abilene Christian. But we already lost Eddie Gordon.
Yeah, I know. I
He's
seen
going
Eddie
to
Gordon.
be the UAB. So
I gotta go get me. I gotta go find my charger. I thought I brought it in here. My phone died.
my coach is still there, but his assistants are leaving.
Mm. What is this commercial with Odell?
What's going on with Van Pran, man?
What do you mean?
Is he gonna go to the NFL? What's he doing? Because it said he wasn't on that list of players granted eligibility for the 2023 draft. Cedric Van Pran, I
Come
mean.
back. I think. Hold on.
So he's coming back. You think he's coming back? Because it said, hold on. There's
Three of them were coming back.
Okay.
So this, what I just read is from January 20th. It said Van Pran, we're still waiting for a decision from him. Let me see. It's from Dog Nation.
Yeah, that might have
Man.
changed by now.
That's what I'm looking to see.
Oh, Stetson Bennett been released from jail in Georgia. I
He
mean,
probably
in
just
Dallas.
posted bail.
All right, so yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. Van Pran's coming back. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna have three returning starters, and two guys that played. They didn't start, but they played in those positions.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
offensive line should be stable.
Nice to stay.
We did lose this 6'8" monster. He got hurt last year and didn't play at all. I think he had a torn pec, a la. Well, I'm not going to talk about him. Anyway,
I mean, but you can come back from a torn pec as a lineman though.
that's
Just
what I'm
depends
saying.
on how they rehab you. Yeah.
I mean, but guys is they want to transfer,
Yeah.
Right.
and
Right.
Hey, that dude had my man's head banging off the thing like Tua's did.
yeah, you saw it. They
Yeah.
finally
You
show
saw,
it,
okay. Yeah,
And then-
that looked concerning.
and they didn't show him again either.
Well, they did, but like one more time.
Next time we see him, he be in street clothes.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost like the body bag game. You know what I'm talking about? The body bag game against the Eagles, Commanders versus the Eagles, where everybody was out. Brian Mitchell was emergency quarterback. He ended up coming in the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like everybody was hurt.
Like,
I
man,
thought you meant this season. I was about to say
No.
what?
I'm talking about,
I was about to say
Oh,
that.
that
didn't
thing is
happen.
full.
you know,
Why you didn't tell me that thing is full?
You said what?
I said, I'll be 50 this year, so I got a bunch of stuff in my head from back in the day.
I mean, if you want to turn 50, that's your choice.
I don't feel like I can control that.
Why not?
Not turning
Yeah,
50.
we don't
Turning
know.
50.
Yeah, I'm 35.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm about to say the only thing I can do to control that isn't the outcome I want to go with.
Why did y'all just hit me with the whole thing? And then kept going like, all right, whatever.
I mean, I believe people are allowed to be the age they want to say they are.
So you ain't gotta be 50. There you go. Bam.
Actually,
There
I
you
don't
go.
mind being 50.
I do feel like 35.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being
You
50.
said, you know.
I kind of like it because, like, when I tell people, they don't. Half the time they don't believe me.
They say what?
Mhm.
Half the time they don't believe me.
Oh, I don't have to tell them their age when I tell them how old my kids are. They're like, no, they're not.
Oh yeah, like they see me with my kids. They're like, oh, if I tell them I got a granddaughter, they're like, babies having babies. I'm like, nah. I mean, my son's 26.
He said babies have a baby. No.
My son's 26, and his wife is a little bit older than him. So
Sit in your seat.
So meaning they not babies.
and plus, we put our kids out. They hit a certain age. We just went to Paris Island to watch my youngest son graduate.
Oh,
A Marine?
Another one in the dang family. We got 3 in the
congrats.
family now.
Congrats.
Oh yeah.
all right.
Yup. He and yeah, he's the last one except for our baby. She's 7 years old. I'm like,
Okay.
all of our kids, they graduate from high school. We're like, all right, what's your plan?
Right.
I
My
can't
son
claim
is
you on my
a
taxes
junior
forever.
now. My son's a junior, and that's what I'm asking. Like, what you gonna do?
What's your plan? Because I got a couple guidelines. Number one, I ain't paying for college, and it's not because I don't want to, but it's more like I realized that when I was in college, I didn't value it because it wasn't my money. As soon as I started having there was a
Yeah.
cost associated with it. Also, I got serious,
Right.
And I
But
saw
you
like
know,
the effects. So
It always depends on the kid too. Because my daughter, I paid for her to go to college, and she's grateful to this day. She's like, "Mom, I'm gonna repay you. Gonna pay you
yeah.
back."
I mean, well, so let me put it like this. So I wasn't paying for college. I pledged a fraternity, and I fell in love with having fun. So it took a minute for me to like get serious. Whereas with my kids, because they're paying for it, I mean, I don't care if they pledge, but they're paying for it. They associate like, okay, look how long I had to work to earn the money to pay for this class. I'm not about to just
I'm not about to
ignore
pay
it.
it. Mhm.
Right. So I've got my oldest is actually about to pick up rank. He's gonna get pinned E6.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
he up
Yeah,
there. Huh?
oh yeah,
Okay.
he's been in the Marine Corps 7 years.
Okay.
So he's about to pin, and that's the rank I was when I got out. So he's about to pin that this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching him just be established. And then his next youngest brother, who's 25, he's in the nursing program at the one hospital. He and the next two youngest are in the nursing program, and then our youngest son, like I said, just graduated from Paris Island for boot camp.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
So it's like they all have a plan for how to pay for school, and you can see not only are they serving their country, serving others before themselves, but they also got like a plan. Like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with my life.
Yep. As it should.
You know, and to me, that's the best thing, because otherwise, you spend a lot of time just drifting, trying to figure out what you're gonna do with yourself. And that's the recipe for getting in trouble. All right, let's get Josh this ring. Come on now. Oh, hey, that's offside. Where's the flag?
They hide the ball.
They fight.
That was possibly not the best play call.
Oh, no. I need you to chill.
It's full.
I don't feel like that was the best play call.
I need Cox to chill. From the Eagles, he needs to chill.
I think when you get to a certain age, in
Trying to fight
the
everybody.
NFL, you should be past fights.
Well, I need to know what age that is.
Especially when your team is winning. Because the only reason people want to fight you is because they're frustrated. I'm like, you winning, dude. Calm
Y'all
down.
really laugh at him and keep going.
I mean, I say that, but then again, I don't know. You know, they say some crazy things in the day
Ooh.
in those things. What you call?
Hey, did you see that last tackle?
I did.
Good God.
I mean, I'm all for Fletcher Cox getting kicked out the game. Like, go ahead,
I
get
mean,
ejected.
it's only Jordan Davis behind him. That's all.
Like, hey, they didn't go. They can get out.
Man, if I'm trying,
We manufacture a reason to
watching.
get Jordan Davis out too.
I want to see. I want to see Nakobe get a little playing time.
Yes.
I was so disappointed in the Falcons and him falling past us, and then being there, and they choose a quarterback turn linebacker.
Mm.
I hereby announce that the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. That's my game prediction. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I already picked that.
They go to the Super
Well,
Bowl.
whoever wins this game going to the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm announcing now. It's
The Eagles look like they're going to be going. So
based on what I see, the Eagles are
What are
going.
you doing?
and that's why I changed it the other
Give me a
day
diaper.
because I felt
Give me a
like
diaper.
the Eagles are hungry. They
Walk.
want to go to the Super Bowl. They want to
I
win
just
this.
don't like Sirianni, man. That dude's. I don't like that dude.
Oh, now you sound like you got to be on the couch.
All right, so yeah, and I freely admit my bitterness. How you gonna start talking to him? Art Monk ain't bothering nobody. He gonna start talking to him about Art Monk. Like,
Art Monk is a nice gentleman.
he was talking about. He said, I don't even know who that Jag was. He brought up saying I take him over Art
Bring the
Monk.
book back.
Like, how many rings does that your boy got? All right then.
Art Monk was
Art Monk was great. That's
Yeah.
a legend. You shut your mouth.
yeah.
Find a razor that works.
Matter of fact, I sent them a picture of me and my sister with Art Monk, and they bust out laughing because this was in the 90s.
James Arthur. That dude's a legend.
Mm-hmm. But this was in the 90s, so you can imagine
What you had on.
what I looked like, what I had on, how my hair was styled. They were
Did
like,
you have one of those asymmetricals?
no, I had like, it was just like a little basic. I had the bangs and then
course.
like my hair and
course.
back in a little bun, but I had a big t-shirt on because it was like it was a sports
Yeah.
event.
I think those asymmetrical hairstyles from that Salt and Pepper popularized back
So,
in the late
first of
80s.
all, what's wrong with him?
I just think it's funny that, like, I actually admired him for doing it, but it's funny that it was like the result of a mistake.
So yeah, it was.
Like, she was getting her hair done and they messed up her
and
hairstyle,
they
and she
accidentally
turned it
cut
into
off.
something. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah, but I had it. I did
oh, of course, yeah. I mean, I just think that's cool. It's like, oh, okay,
with the gold on it too.
like, hey, they flex that junk, and like now, like, oh shoot, that's part of my signature look. Now I got to figure out how to redo it. Like, hey, do what you
But
did
when
last
I
time.
did it, it was I got it done. It was neat, but it was for a dance. It was for the what was it? The military ball, because I was in ROTC and
Okay.
in school.
So I was like, I mean, it's, I tell people, I grew up in DC and stuff, and like stuff just like, just hit me. And I'm just like, man, stuff from back then, like I just thought about the hair or whatever. I just start having, that's part of how I know I'm old. I start having these memories. Like I was like driving home the other day, and I was just like,
okay.
I was driving home and I was like, man, I want to hear Go-Go Mickey.
Oh,
I was like, I found it. I found the song. I'm playing it. I'm like,
yeah, you were trying to tell
Mickey.
your age. You're trying to tell your age. It's okay.
Hey, what you know about Go-Go Mickey? I'm saying that's the jam.
I'm 35.
Go-Go Mickey.
Okay.
You don't know nothing about that. You Google that.
Right, you're right. I have to Google it.
What you know about Stinky Dink?
I am 35.
Stinky Dink, get riggedy raw. You don't know nothing about that.
I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. What? So Purdy. So Purdy went down, and as soon as Josh Johnson has to really go down, they put Purdy in real quick to make it look like Josh ain't get hurt.
This is where the defense could come up big.
Whose defense? San Francisco?
Yeah. Like this is where they can say, okay, you know what, we're the best defense, and get some takeaways or whatever. But
yeah, but their defense is not performing, and honestly, they didn't perform that well last week.
Exactly.
They got spoiled a little bit. I said that during the podcast. They got exposed a little bit last week.
Right. So it's and that's the reason why I said, for this game, the Eagles are probably going to win, because you look at the way both of these teams played last week. No.
Question. This is an analysis question.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you see like these games that like, the defense didn't play well, right? But then you see the final scores like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, San Francisco could say, assuming the Eagles don't score again, they say, well, we held them to 21 points. With the way NFL offenses are now, if you hold a team to 21 points, that's a good defensive effort, right?
That's true.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This season, if you take a step back, we've seen some very low-scoring games because the defense held them, and I mean under 21.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen teams where 21 wins you the game.
That's my point.
That's what you're saying.
We've also seen 10 can win you the game. So when you hold a team, it'd be different if that 21 points, none of them were touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like one or something like that, but that's not the case. This 21 points is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
So they didn't get no field goals, no nothing. They
held them most of the game, but then these explosive plays hurt them. So
but
that's what I'm getting at. Like
the half. If 21 points before the half is not holding a team.
Okay.
No, it's not. But if they end up with 21 points, period,
that means that the second half they held the team better than they did the first.
I mean, which is what a lot of teams did. That's making adjustments. Right. Those adjustments where the team doesn't score again, that's good defense.
Because if you say, okay, well, next year, what does San Francisco have to do to be better? And the defense can legitimately say, well, look, we hold people to 21 points or less. And we ain't the problem.
Right. Now, let me say this.
Points.
If it's 21 points or less, I get that. However, right now, this game don't look like it's going to be 21 points or less. We have to break it down like this.
Right.
Your defense right now, what we're looking at is they're underperforming.
But they also look how much time they're spending on the field. I mean, everybody gets bad when they're exhausted.
Right. But that's a problem as a team. I mean, I understand, and I've said it many times throughout the season when the defense is tired. We know they're tired, especially at the beginning of the half when they were holding them for a little while. But then it was just like once we saw when they got tired, because all of a sudden the Eagles were like, boom, boom, we're going to just keep scoring.
Right. So, and they also know that they're coming trying to rush the passer because They're trying to get the ball back. So now
Yeah.
the Eagles are like, well, we're gonna run it a little bit more. So I will say that. So my counter. Oh, actually, my counter to it is saying you held a team to 20 points or less is that this season we notice a lot more teams running the ball because that's a reaction to. In this way, I think Ron Rivera is actually correct because the way the rule changes are, it means that a lot of teams that DBs they're going away from linebackers, right?
Right.
Which means if you got a good hard running back, he can run over these DBs.
Right. And I think that's also the reason why they kind of break it down now. When you talk about someone's defense, you're like, okay, well, their run defense does this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is how they perform against the pass. So it's very clear, like your defense could be strong in one area and not the other.
Right.
But when you look at the rest of this season and what San Francisco's defense has done, it's like last week I felt like it just looked like it was a whole different team.
Right.
This
one thing I say is like they're not going for turnovers. They're doing. Remember I said earlier they're doing a lot of pass breakups.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to understand that
your offense can't
the
ball.
Your offense can't score. You need to try to get the ball.
Right.
A whole lot of PBUs. And they should have been trying to go get turnovers earlier in the game when they were fresher.
That's they weren't trying. That's roughing the kicker.
So, well, because now you're tired, you basically going to try to just get PBUs because you don't have the energy to go try to get interceptions.
Right.
And it also doesn't help you. It doesn't help your offense if you get the thing I got mad at William Jackson III about. That dude gonna get a dang interception on a 5-yard line on third down. I'm like, just knock the ball down so he'll punt it.
That was a cheap shot.
You and Pitt.
I mean, knock the ball down.
Jackson III. I can't even hear his name anymore without laughing.
It made me so mad. I'm like, knock the ball. It's third down. Knock the ball down so that they'll punt. Instead, now we starting from our 5-yard line because you decided you want to get an interception to make your stats look better. Couldn't stand that dude. I couldn't stand that dude. Him and Annabelle. Like, man, you and your pig get out my dang city.
Wow.
He had a shot now. He could have used Annabelle for a mascot.
You're right. You're right.
What's that? He had a chance.
You are absolutely correct.
You see, Kyle Shanahan's not pleased with the referee.
I mean, none of the coaches are this season.
He's not pleased.
None of the coaches are.
My man's pacing and he see him circle the referee. Circle the referee cussing.
He contemplating hitting him. He said, I'm a sneak him.
He had his hoodie up like he getting ready to do some dirt.
He said the Eagles coaches that rubbed off on him. He said he about to be about that life too.
Kyle don't want
that's another cheap shot.
Kyle don't want none of that.
That's another cheap shot. Did you see that? Did you see the one?
On the
they're trying to hurt
Niners player?
Yeah, no, I'm asking Johnny. He said, "Did you see it?"
When it hit Hurts,
they tackled him, and the one hit him and speared him in the back.
Yeah.
That's
they're trying to put him out. I told you they're trying to get Gardner Minshew in there, level the playing field. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
of course they want
there's
that.
another one. There's another one.
You know. Oh well, we got to deal with them dang Philly fans.
Man.
The plus side of it is if they happen to win, which I don't think they will. If they happen to the Super Bowl, if they happen to win, at least they're gonna be insufferable, but at least they got 2 Super Bowls now. Instead of hanging on to that one lonely ring.
Oh.
Got their chest stuck out because they ain't had nothing to talk about since Vince Papale.
Okay.
Philadelphia, man. I'm like, it says something.
You're right, he wasn't out.
Oh, that's
it's
cute.
just the way that he pushed him out. It was kind of like
I can't stand Philly.
He used all his might. Actually, no, he was out. Hold on. Yeah, he was out. That's wrong. It took the poor event guy out.
Hey,
The dude clapped his hands and threw his hands up in the air. The poor thing.
man, if you're the event staff, you just got to know
Yeah, let's put on the calendar.
you taking your life in your hands.
Yeah.
You gotta have your- So I'm gonna tell y'all something not football related because I mean look at the game, so I'm going off on a tangent. So have y'all watched rugby?
Yes, I watched it from time to time.
Did it not trip you out how they don't call timeout when there's an injury?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
No, one of the running backs on
It's like what the heck?
no, one of the running backs is in the NFL came from rugby.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm sorry, I don't know his name off the top of my head.
That makes sense though, because I mean you got to be tough to play. Right? I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
watching the medical team go out there and they got their head on the swivel because they're like they told them like they said the people were telling us they said hey look they told us when you go out there to try to give medical attention you better keep your head on the swivel because the play is not dead.
about to run through you.
You subject to getting knocked over. See your first aid kit flying through the air and your feet where your head used to be. It tripped me out.
Okay. Man. I know Eagles fans on the edge of their seats.
I don't see why. This is ball game. I mean, it's over.
Yeah. At this point now.
That's nice.
Now.
I mean,
is nice.
they're starting the fourth quarter up by 2. And I don't nothing I've seen says the 49ers
Are
will
you
come
sure
back.
about
Yeah,
that?
we're
Just wait a
By 3.
second.
Oh,
time.
nothing I've seen says that the 49ers are capable of coming back that big a deficit. I'm available and willing to have my mind changed. But I don't think
Man, oh man.
So what y'all gonna be doing in the off season? I want to know because y'all gonna do like more basketball stuff or what?
Yeah, yeah, a little basketball. We'll start moving to some of the other sports as well.
Yeah.
Like rugby? Y'all gonna talk about rugby? We'll talk about rugby.
Oh, we can.
I think y'all should. I think y'all should talk about
I mean,
rugby.
we can.
I mean, I was watching it. I was just like, so much didn't make sense. I was like, y'all don't call timeout for nothing, except
my son used to
hydration
play.
break.
My son used to play, and he was. I asked him, I was like, "Do you like it?" He was like, "I mean, it's different because it's the rules are a little bit different than football. So like those adjustments, he was like, okay, let's
You
change
you
it.
can't score a try unless the ball touches the ground.
That's what like he, and then he went
No.
to play flag after playing rugby. I was like, my poor baby.
I mean, but at least you're not getting tackled like that. It tripped me out too when it was like, it makes sense why, but you can't use blockers.
Well, flag was in the spring. I feel like
I was just like,
yeah.
I mean, you can kind of run a certain way to like take advantage of other players, but because you can toss it off, you can't use blockers. But I was just like, this is crazy. But I've seen guys
It's different.
We go to the game sometimes and we watch it in a MLR, and I saw a dude get power bombed. I'm like, oh, I don't think that's in the rules.
You got that right.
I was like, I don't think that's legal. My man got up off, so he power bombed him because dude had done something during the scrum he didn't like. Picked him up, just slammed him. Oh, and they just started fighting. And then the referee was just like, okay, and he like just kind of patiently waited for them to get tired and just said, okay.
It's like hockey. It's like
and he was just like, all right,
go.
These are the penalties, and just hand them out.
That's hockey. Hockey's like, all right. After a while, they're like, all right, let's go break this up.
Yeah, y'all in shape, but you ain't gonna be able to fight forever. So I just
metaphor said time for some war zone.
Yeah.
I see you later, that metaphor.
Like I ain't about to, I ain't about to get stressed out.
Let me get my charger. My phone about to die.
Oh no.
This is amazing. But no, I like MLR. I don't know about like the international rules, rugby. I don't really know like all the rules for that, but I kind of like MLR rugby. It's pretty cool.
Watching or playing?
Watching. I'm too old.
Okay, I have to ask these questions just in case.
I am almost 50.
You said. And I'll keep
I got-
stressing you that I am 35. So that's nice for you.
So I tell you, all right. So competing in kickboxing, being a bouncer, my time in the Marine Corps have all combined to give me joints that are 10 years older than me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it.
So no. And then injuries I got when I started competing in powerlifting. No. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, no. If I'm not doing contact sports, if I'm tackling you, it's because you got my wallet.
Yeah.
Unless the NFL says they give me a contract.
$1 million
For what-
contract.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
I was
good.
trying to tell
I
you.
mean, well, at least they might talk to you because they was talking to Terrell Owens.
I owe less than $100,000 on my house right now. Okay.
You
We've been
did
paying the
you-
house off.
Terrell Owens. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, Terrell probably still good.
He was trying to come back.
Go ahead. I'm like, get your dang money, Terrell.
As old as he is, look at him.
Dude, Terrell's all right, man. Went to school with Terrell. He all right, dude.
Mhm.
He was so quiet in school. I mean, so quiet.
I believe that.
I mean, like I could tell you, I could count on my hand the number. And I mean, I was like, so you're in the student center and he's in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And you would expect, based on how he is in the NFL, that he'd be the loudest person there.
Uh-huh.
Terrell just sitting on the couch,
Sure.
not saying a word. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Observing.
Truth be told, the NFL scouts that came out and saw him weren't out there to see him. They were out there to see my fraternity brother, Derek, and Terrell, and they double covered Derek. And
So
Terrell just had a breakout game, and they're like, oh, who's that?
Right.
And so San Francisco had him bulk up, and that was sad. That's all she wrote. You know, you got to be able to take just like I said about Josh Johnson, you got to be able to take advantage of your opportunity.
Yeah, that's cool. Having no scissors, McKenzie.
So,
Oh,
yeah, the NFL called me. I'm telling you that I owe less than $100,000 on my house.
and
I'm gonna have the house paid for.
I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm close to that spot. I'm close.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna have the house paid for.
I'm coming.
That first $100,000 takes care of the house and the dang what you call it, taxes for the
Man.
next few years. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm done. I'm quitting my job.
Understood.
I quit. I mean, I'm not gonna just quit like and not show up. I'll come to work and tell them I ain't coming back.
Awful.
I come to work
You know
and
what?
fill out all the paperwork.
You know what? I ain't really feeling this today. I'm gonna go ahead and go home.
I'm gonna ride out my sick because so they don't give you can't at my job you can't sell back your sick days. So I'm gonna ride out on the sick days, so I
Ain't
still
that
get paid for
crazy?
that.
Mine neither.
Yeah, I'll ride out the sick days, and then I'm gonna get paid back
You
for
better
all the
burn them
vacation.
thumbs up.
Oh yeah,
you ain't have to worry. I'm at
I
800
got-
right now. I'm burning them up when I ready to leave.
If I say I got
You said
500
you had
hours. of sick time.
800.
I got 500
Say it.
hours of sick time.
Say it.
I got a cough that ain't going away for 500 hours.
Say it. 800. Say what
Telling
you
you.
Matter of
going?
fact, I got 833. I just said 800 make it sound good.
Yeah,
Because it's
Telling
easier to say.
and I wouldn't. And if I hadn't had to have surgery when about a year or so after I started working there, I'd have even more. But I had to have surgery, so I was out for a little bit.
And I was sick for a week.
I'm
I
telling
would
you,
have more than that as well.
I got over 500 hours, and I'm like, I'm gonna ride them 500 out.
A
And
man.
then at the conclusion of that, I
Y'all
quit.
I train too.
I quit, and I'm gonna need my check.
Right here. Whole thing.
I
You
take the
said you
check.
gonna, need your check. I thought you said
Yeah, I'm gonna
need.
need my because
I'm like, why you
no,
need
I want my check for my vacation time because I still got that. You know, I
Yeah.
get 3 weeks vacation a year. So, but that I can sell back. Okay, give me my vacation time. Give me one more check.
But just not your sick. Got you.
Right. So I'm gonna ride out the sick time.
Yeah.
Get a check for the vacation.
How must it feel?
Work like 10 days in between there, just so you know.
Mhm.
Hey, and that's what them guys and see, and I don't understand why my job doesn't do that. Because that's exactly what those guys do.
Mm.
They're not bringing in no notes. They just calling in.
Yeah.
I mean, what you gonna do? You can't force me to go on long-term or short-term disability if I got sick leave still.
Right.
How you gonna force me to do it?
Yeah.
You know,
You're supposed to
you better off paying them guys for that, and then you can get them off your book.
I'll come up with something. I'll be like, okay, I
Man,
got low testosterone. I can't come in. I'll be stuck.
I ain't got the energy.
My knee hurt. You want to see my thing from the VA? You want to see my? I got it.
Oh,
My knee.
Damn, my knee hurt.
It's in the drawer right over there.
He
I'll show
about to
you.
say everything. He gonna hit you with a Mike Tyson. I broke my back,
I'm
spinal.
saying. Remember, I had that car wreck where I flipped over 5 times. My head hurts. Y'all made me come into work anyway.
Spinal.
Nah, I mean, this everything I just said to you is all true. I got records. I got paperwork. And don't think I don't have my service record book, my medical records for the Marine Corps. It's right in the file cabinet. I'll bring it out, flip that mug open, and turn. I said, turn with me in your notes to page 3.
You in church?
Turn it. I got it. Oh, I'm saying.
Turn this book to Deuteronomy.
Everyone,
what?
I gave you all a copy. If you just turn with me the page. Y'all silly,
Now
man.
I can't say.
Y'all
that's one
Y'all
thing.
silly.
Let's turn to hymn number 63.
I can't say that was one thing I was fortunate, you know, of coming out of the Army. You know, the only injury I had was I broke my finger.
Oh wow.
You know, and that
You break your finger.
You said you got
and we were playing
arthritis.
unit flag football when I broke it.
Oh, you broke your finger, and
Yeah.
now you got arthritis in that finger
Man,
from the army.
every now and then I do like this. Nah,
Mhm.
dude was like,
All
nah,
right.
you got full motion.
Okay. So here we go, right? And this is all legitimate.
You supposed to go like this.
This is all legitimate. So I was in artillery. Well, let's back up. In my last 3-4 weeks of boot camp, I don't remember exactly when, but I got the records, right? I hurt my knee. I fell on my knee on my kneecap on the squad bay floor, the concrete floor, right? So I ran our final PFT. I couldn't bend my leg. So the VA, it's so bad. I went to the VA, and you know how they normally they'll look at you to send you for X-rays, to send you to the doctor, you know, whatever, because you turn it in and you say, okay, this is service connected, and they get you tests or whatever, right? They took one look at my records and sent me a check. They just sent me a check.
Yes,
So I got that. But I was in artillery, so my hearing is not the best.
You got tinnitus.
Right. So the job I have now requires me to use the phone. So
Can't hear nobody. That's what
I'm just saying. I got sick time, and you remember that hearing loss? You know, I'm just.
You know what? The people that was giving you that information while you was in artillery, that was me. That was my job. For real, that was my job in the Army.
Okay.
The known position and direction they was giving artillery before.
FGC.
That was me.
Okay, nice. There you go.
That was
there you go.
So said told you.
Yeah.
You can't hear nothing. That's what
Hey.
he told you.
You know what? It's all y'all need. Okay, I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm burning out.
So we call the Fire Direction Center Fresh Donuts and Coffee, because we out there in the elements. They in the trailer chilling. See, he knows it's true. He in there. They got a microwave. Think about that. They got a microwave. They talking about we going to the field. They got a microwave.
Was that? Wait, did they have AC?
Hey, pull up. Zzz, zzz.
They
I can
had
help you.
AC. They had
You need what?
AC.
Okay. Zzz, zzz.
Yeah,
Y'all had all the cold air,
everything.
the
Come
snacks.
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
know that.
I mean, if you got a microwave, you got all the snacks.
Man.
Yes, they did. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. They had a microwave.
I mean,
Well, all the snacks.
we out there shivering, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, you know."
Oh, that's when they had the heat.
talking about telling us to hurry up. That we got to make this time hack, man.
Y'all
Man,
heard it,
You know what? Ain't that personal, but this game can't get over fast enough.
man.
Oh yeah, I'm hurt right now.
A hurt Brock Purdy does not make this offense go, and it seems like it seems like Philadelphia don't took the life out of the 49ers.
Nothing life.
They don't took the life out of 49ers. They have no effort in the plays they're playing. Nobody's blocking.
No.
As a matter of fact, they don't put Debo back in the backfield.
But I mean, that goes back to
Who was
what
it?
we were talking about when we were picking our game, Sid.
The Brock Purdy
We
again?
both were talking about that.
Yeah,
The game, right?
he can't throw the ball.
I know he came in for Johnson. I'm just seeing if he's still in there.
Yeah, he's still in there. He can't throw the ball.
Nope.
I'm telling you, this is when you put your emergency quarterback in, because
That's probably Debo.
Right
He can't do it
now,
all.
no, right now it's
Hey,
not
that's-
even about the emergency quarterback. Right now, it's you. Do you have a whole new offensive line?
Hey,
No, what
did
I'm getting at is
Giselle
you
say?
risking hurting Brock Purdy worse.
Oh yeah, I
And
got
if he's your guy for next year, I'm like, you need to get him out
Well,
of there.
they gonna hurt anybody.
Hey, what did
So-
Giselle say? He can't throw the ball and catch it.
Why not?
That's true.
You can do the Wildcat.
You can't do
Hey,
both.
and it's probably coming up. It's probably coming up.
Straight up Wildcat.
Eat the cracker that you have. Stop. Eat the cracker that you have.
No, eat that right there.
Look.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, if you Debo, would you rather keep on getting tackled like that, or just be quarterback? Like, hey man, I'm gonna drop back and just do some short passes.
It's a pizza.
Actually, so I'll say this too: San Francisco is suffering at the quarterback position from what we went through with the offensive line. You reach a certain because Matt School worked magic the first 2 years, and we kept on giving him garbage, garbage from the junk pile. And you reach a point at which talent has to be there. You can only do so much with coaching, and so that's where they are as far as their quarterback position. They've arrived at Josh Johnson.
Man,
So Jalen Hurts has more yards than both Johnson and Purdy combined. What more can you say about this game?
Oh, it's open.
I'm looking at the stats.
And actually, I would put Gardner Minshew in there.
Just
No,
because
that's not for
Gardner
him. That's
Minshew
us.
can manage the game, and you can save Jalen Hurts. Because
He-
now
he-
all the Eagles are doing is risking Jalen Hurts. Not that I care, but I'm just saying I would take him out.
yeah.
I'd take him out. Like Gardner Minshew, I put in somebody who can prove. So, hey, y'all about to. I want y'all to prove you should be the backup quarterback for next year. I'm putting you in now. Don't lose this game.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious. Like, hey,
I'm saying, yeah, right. He's gonna lose the game.
oh Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're trying to unmute. He can't eat. Oh, there you go.
Everything acted up today.
I'm like, he's a
Oh
person
no,
like
that's
that.
not good.
I mean, it
Uh-oh.
depends on your perspective. If you want the Eagles to win, it's going great.
Oh no. You'll see in a second.
No,
You'll
he-
see in a second.
Yeah.
For Philadelphia, it don't look good for Philadelphia. You'll see in a second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't want that to happen.
So hold on. Am I looking like a prophet now where I said you don't need to
Oh.
have certain people in the game?
No, I was not talking about that.
You need to start resting your starters. Rest your starters. Remember back when we were growing up watching football and teams used to rest their starters after they got to a certain point, they had so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, don't do that now.
And that's part of development. Your backups actually got some actual game playing
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
They don't do that now. I wish that we would have done that with Sam throughout the season.
Thank you. Exactly. They could have put him in to give him some playing time in that Houston game.
I agree right there. Metaphor.
They're gonna be insufferable. I still rather them do it than Dallas, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that are fans of different teams have said the same thing. I feel like it's just the temperament of their fan base that we don't really want to
Well, my dad's a
That's
Dallas
what you're
fan,
doing.
so I gotta listen to his mouth if they do anything.
see. There you go.
I ain't trying
You
to-
already know.
yeah, I ain't
It's
trying
the
to hear-
fans.
Yeah, I
That's
ain't
the
trying to hear
reason
that.
why.
I see what y'all talking about. But I'm like, I ain't trying to hear it. I don't really have any Eagles fans who are who I talk to. So I mean, what's his name? Lord
It's
Brunson.
spicy. It's just hot.
You said who?
Lord Brunson, that Eagles content
No.
creator.
Mhm.
That's the
Hey,
only dude I ever
no.
hear talk about the Eagles. I don't
really?
have anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the advantage of being here in Georgia. There's nobody around me that's an Eagles fan.
True.
I'd have to go looking to find one. So it don't bother me.
As you work your way back up towards
You go
north,
take a nap.
driving up 95, you would see it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to Philly in years.
Oh, did you see that I was talking about what just happened?
Yeah, he
The
did.
offensive lineman.
Mhm.
Yep. That ain't
Now
good.
I will say this. I will say this. Oh no, they got McCaffrey too. Anyway, I will say this. It's disappointing for the 49ers to have gotten this close to getting back to the Super Bowl, only to have a pile of injuries hit them at the same time.
Yeah, and they did well. I mean, literally, they're on their third quarterback though.
I mean, literally.
Yeah. So now I guess we'll never know if Jimmy G was ready.
Hey, he ain't active no way. They should have had him activated, but just in case.
Be
Oh,
honest
man.
with you, they should have activated him and just let Josh Johnson be the third string. Let him be the COVID quarterback or whatever. Like, sit over there with that dang clipboard, man. We don't need you. But they ain't gonna try to do that because they want him to be healthy so they can trade him
Mhm.
because he got to go.
Oh, they throw the. Oh, that's
If
what they
Garoppolo is still on that team, it's nothing but controversy. That's nothing but a distraction.
Oh, that's gonna be a penalty.
Oh, well. Who y'all think is gonna win though? Not this game. I mean, who do you think is
I'm
gonna
about
win?
to say,
Do you think it's gonna be the Chiefs or the Bengals?
My
Versus
pick
Eagles.
was Philly in the Chiefs. Those
I
are my picks
felt
for the
like
Super
the
Bowl.
Chiefs too, but with Patrick Mahomes having, an injury,
You
and
know what their record is against Joe Burrow?
was he punching him?
They say he punted at the ball, but it's hard to tell unless they zoom in. You can't really see it.
Do you know what the Chiefs' record is against Joe Burrow?
Body,
They're
huh?
0 for 3 against Burrow.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. But I mean, on top of that, with Mahomes being hurt, that just makes it even worse.
Oh yeah, he
because-
was punching the ball. I see it.
okay, I do see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he punching the ball.
yeah. Because it looked like, how when people get jumped and then you got somebody coming in, and that's how it looked at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hitting the ball.
Yeah, I
So
see.
that's another bad call by the referee.
Yup.
Imagine that.
He ain't do nothing.
Hey, you heard it say another bad call by the referee. Imagine that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know.
It's add it to the list. Add it. I'm sorry. Add it to the pile.
He
Add
did
it to the pile.
nothing.
Add it to the pile.
Dang. They ain't call that back. Like they said he was doing when they left
Yeah,
him early there.
You're supposed to punch the ball. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know it just looked bad.
It did. I would have,
But-
because you ain't hear me. I was like, is he punching him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they did what we did to do justice, they would have saw he was punching the ball and not punching the player.
Right.
But they've been their feelings been hurt since they instituted that you could challenge a referee's play call.
Yeah.
That would have been like this should
That
have
would have been a good time to challenge. Real talk.
Yeah.
Don't say it to us. Throw the dang flag.
Exactly. I don't want to hear after the game is over. Oh yeah, that should have been called a penny.
Yeah,
Who cares?
right.
You got a
'Cause they
flag
did
for a
that to us
reason.
too. They did that to us too.
You go home with all your challenges. Like you get an award for going
And
home
just
with all your
eat them.
challenges.
It's like
Yeah.
you telling us why. Are you going to change the result of the game?
Yeah.
You gonna
Right.
have us replay the game?
Yeah, Bruce. I saw this yesterday. They say he hurt his back yesterday,
Yeah.
and that he was going to be a game time decision today. They said that
That ain't
yesterday
good.
as well.
Yeah.
Kelsey and
that
Mahomes
sounds
hurt.
bad. Travis Kelsey, if you don't have Patrick Mahomes and then you turn around and don't have, that don't sound good at all.
Right.
Man.
You have to take it over there. It's in,
And now,
let me
see,
get
when
it.
you make calls like that as a referee, now you make the defense be tentative because now they're like, okay, well, we need to try to strip the ball, but we're gonna get called for trying.
Or I might as well just go ahead and do what they said I did.
Yeah. Oh well, this is
I don't like these mullet rat tail things going on either.
it's gonna be a minute. Man, this game is taking forever.
It is. Honestly, at the half, I felt like that last 3 seconds took like 15 minutes. It was just ridiculous.
Metaphor said, "Us against the Giants. Horrible calls for a game we could have won."
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Be honest though, man.
And then going to tell us later on, oh well, this was we knew it was wrong.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Right.
You
And I
gonna go back and change the score?
the fans were booing really bad. It was ridiculous.
The good news is now Anthony Lynn is available to interview. Because the Commanders said it like there was like a courtesy call, like, hey, we're gonna want to interview him, but we're not gonna interview him now because you want to let him focus on what he's doing. So
yeah. But the Commanders are interviewing a lot of people to the point where it's starting to be a little concerning as to how many people they're interviewing.
I get the impression that they're doing like a fact-finding thing, like seeing like what the league thinks and kind of like just kind of getting ideas, you know.
That could be the case, but they're saying interview. So if you're fact-finding versus disguising these meetings as interviews, it's not a good look if it's not an interview.
Well, I'm saying, like, I think there's still an opportunity if somebody comes in and just wows them and be like, oh, you know, we were going to take this dude, but this guy just won the job. I think that Ron is open to that. I just think that he's in a situation where he is honestly like, look, there's no rule that says he finishes the season, you know? So let's say we get the new owner in and Ron, we start out slow like we normally do. And the new owner is like, all right, you know what? I'm about to Jay Gruden this thing. You're fired. 4 games into the season, fires Ron, promotes somebody.
Yeah.
The least likely candidate, because he's like, we're definitely going to dang tank because I want to get us some draft picks, right?
Yeah.
There's a higher draft pick, like happened with Callahan. That's possible. Ron could get fired. Heck, he'd get fired technically after the first game of the season. So, you know, we always start slow. But Ron is like, look, I got to do something because, like, their offensive, like I said, he needs to stand back. But the offensive coordinator is pretty much what's going to make or break Ron this coming season as far as him, whether he's going to keep his job.
Ron could have done something, and that was at the least make it to the playoffs. That's what so going forward, I feel like there's nothing really he can do. He's already sealed his fate. But had he paid attention to where we were in the season, paid attention to the room, meaning the playoff room, he would have at least been able to give himself a shot. But
how would he have done that? Because he doesn't call the offensive plays. And if he fires Scott during the season, who calls the offensive plays now?
Wait. Here's the thing. You can take Scott's play calling ability away. We just saw that.
Right.
So he could have done that. He could have done, but then on top of
but who's going to call plays?
It was his decision to start Carson in a game he should not have.
Sure.
It was his decision, which could have cost us the game, because
I recognize that.
Heineke could have won that game. Sam Howell could have won that game.
Sam Howell, yeah. However, I will say that Heineke is the reason we tied against the Giants. And that's actually what sunk our season. Had we beat the Giants on either one of those times, we would have probably made the playoffs. So by the time we get to the dang playing the Browns, it didn't really matter who was in there. I honestly, he could have put Sam in.
We lost that game, so then that took us out. And the fact that when they interviewed him after the fact, and he said, we were, he didn't know. Yeah. That to me sealed your fate, because on a professional level, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for you not to know that. And had you started another quarterback, maybe Eagles fans and players and coaching staff, they are about their life.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
But you still not going on. Let's say he fired Scott Turner after the dang Chicago game.
Wow.
Who's calling the offensive plays? We didn't have another Ken Zampese.
Okay,
who's
so here's
get
the
to call the plays?
And what I said,
Ron can't do it.
I said this earlier in the season. I felt like they should have all these interviews that they are doing now. They should have secretly had, because they do secret little meetings and interviews throughout the season. They should have done that. Scott was not doing well the whole season. So why weren't you guys doing that during the regular season? So that way, if you fire him, you could already have his replacement lined up.
But everybody that they lined up, anybody that they're bringing in, they would have had to bring in and give a promotion, right? And if you fire Scott, let's say after game 10, the 10th game of the season, everybody that they've interviewed was still employed, unless you get somebody who's out of football, who's sitting on the couch. And how's that going to be better? Because now you got him coming in. You got whoever it is coming in. And in the middle of the season, you got everybody learning a new playbook. So the only option would have been Ken Zambezi.
We've seen that. We had a man who was a high school coach come in as a head coach during the season.
It's possible, but is it successful? That's the point I'm making. The idea was to improve, right?
But it depends on what position we're talking about, because you could have had
an offensive coordinator, the guy who's calling plays.
You could have had an offensive coach. You could have had like a quarterback coach, somebody else step up during that time frame to be in that spot temporarily. But instead, they just let Scott do whatever, because the whole time, what's wrong?
Real quick, one, a brawler's finna break out, John.
Yeah.
Two, they finally said Josh Johnson does have a concussion.
Right.
And McCaffrey is now the emergency quarterback.
What'd I say?
That's why Debo's in at running back.
Yep, that makes sense. They are really like.
I saw him on the sidelines pushing and shoving.
Oh no, it's another one.
Okay.
But it's absolutely crazy. Oh my God.
All right, so let me say this, right? My problem when I said and peasy and whatever. Okay, somebody has been telling Ron. Somebody told Ron all season long that Sam Howell wasn't ready. Ron's not an offensive coach. He's gonna take the information from the offensive coaching staff and just like, okay, he's not ready, then fine. All right.
Well, Carson was Ron's guy. That's the whole. He was focused on Carson. He wasn't focused on Sam. He was focused on Carson. You see the fight now.
Oh, they're on the COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is they said that Sam was not ready. That's what I'm getting at. I'm like, somebody told him he wasn't ready.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He could have told himself that.
And so all these other dudes who kept on saying he's not ready. Whoa.
Yeah. That's why I said that, John. I was like, yeah.
Was that Trent that flung him like that?
Yep.
Trent about that life now.
He is.
Boomer sooner.
He about that life out the game.
I mean, but the game's over. So who cares? Like, hey, man, I got money. I'll pay that fine. And I'm out the game.
He gonna have to pay that fine.
But yeah, so whatever playoff money he just paid to the NFL charity.
Yeah,
he's just gonna spend it on weed. I mean, am I lying? Am I lying?
No.
Okay, so
he got a medical card.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah,
I'm fighting. I got a history of glaucoma in my family. I gotta, But only thing I say about that is, how you gonna grab the smallest player and fling him like that?
He was getting on his nerves, so he flung him like a little doll or something.
That's like when a chihuahua come at you too many times. I had enough.
He was like, "Look, shut up," and just threw him.
Oh,
that was so disrespectful.
Yeah,
that is disrespectful.
Yeah, old boy, Purdy is hurt, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, get that dude.
He not even throwing. He not even attempting to throw the ball. That's how you know.
Purdy wasn't ready to come back in, but because Josh got hurt,
they
hurried up and tried to throw him in.
Bringing your emergency quarterback. You mess around.
And see what's hurt him now is McCaffrey's the emergency quarterback, but he can't be on the field with a green sticker. So you lose a player because Purdy's on the field.
Right.
Because only one person goes on the field, the quarterback have a green sticker on to get the communication. Yeah. Why are they throwing 42 out? He didn't do nothing.
He might have been the one talking.
How do you get grabbed, slung to the ground, and get thrown out of the game? What?
there was a reason
instigated.
why he got grabbed. You
Is
see what I'm
this
saying?
reverse psychology?
No, it's a reason why he got grabbed. That's what
Oh,
what people forgetting. Trent threw him for a reason.
Yeah.
look at it. Is that Dean over there? Yeah.
All right.
Stay at
Anyway,
home. Stay
so
at home and
just
play
to
your
go back to
spot.
the whole Ron thing, I'm just saying that when you got a situation where your the people you depend on for information are giving you bad information, then what's this dude gonna do? They give you bad information. I mean, that could have been part of why he wanted to fire Scott. Also, like, man, you told me this dude wasn't ready. Look at what I just saw. You fired, dude.
Yeah.
You bet. Here's
Yeah.
what it is. You fired.
Right. But I don't feel like anybody actually told him that because
You
that
just
was
don't like
his-
Ron.
No. Ron's guy was Carson.
I
So if you
understand.
focus on Carson, the third string ain't your problem. When you so focused on Carson, he wanted Carson to be there.
I'm sure he did, but how did that stop Sam Howell from playing in the Houston game
Child.
when Carson was hurt? That's what I'm getting at.
I
It's like
can't wait for you to see this, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, like there were opportunities for Sam to get playing time earlier
Say
in
it,
the season when
Lance.
Carson
You
was
on
hurt.
mute, said.
When Carson was hurt, that's
I
what I'm
can't
getting
wait
at.
for him to see that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, this is just.
I can't
And I
wait.
will say this: I don't feel sorry for millionaires when things don't go their way. Okay, I will say
Well,
that.
you not about to feel sorry for some people because it did not go their way at all. This is embarrassing. This
Oh
is
Lord, is that Minshew?
Gardner Minshew about to get some playing time.
I mean, the score is 31-7.
That's what's supposed to happen. Let your damn backup get out there, So anyway, all I'm saying is Ron may have had Carson as his guy. There's also a rumor that Dan was like, "Hey, you made me spend money on this dude. Put him back out there. I want to see what I paid money for." And
Not when you are in the contention for the playoffs.
I
You
mean,
don't do that then. But
Yeah.
real talk, is Dan going to self-sabotage at this point? I don't know, maybe.
I mean, what does he care? What does Dan really care?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he'd be
That's
like, "Hey
what I'm
man, put
saying,
Carson
maybe.
out there. You made me spend money on this dude. Put him out there."
But at the same
They don't
time, it's
care.
going to drive but here's the thing, it's not in his best interest even then to self-sabotage because it can drive the price of your franchise down when you're trying to sell, which it did go down. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, Ron, you told me that this guy was the answer, and now I want to see if he's the answer. I
But
spent my
that wouldn't
money.
have been
Put
the
him back
time
in.
to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with the decision. I'm just saying that I can understand how it possibly happened.
Yeah,
So having
well,
said all that,
it still was
if he does get rid of Scott, he said, "All right, Scott, you got to go. Excuse me, you got to go, and we're gonna replace you with Ken Zampese. Ken Zampese is possibly part of the problem."
Yeah, that's true.
True.
That's what I was getting at. It's like who were we gonna replace him with
What you say
during the
Say-
season?
Say what you say.
I said true.
Oh,
Yeah.
King Zampese could be part of the problem. That's true.
yeah. I mean, real talk. It could be the majority of your offense, if not all.
Yeah.
Your,
Like the only
as far as
dude, like
coach.
Randy Jordan is the only dude I feel like, okay, that dude's actually doing his job. I don't know what Ken Zampese's doing
Right.
because I don't see the results of his work in any one of our players.
And
Sam
I
Howell
will be
got to
real
us
with
good.
you. I've gone to the practices. The running back coach, she is doing amazing. I'm happy because you don't see
She's
too many
actually
like
supposed to be
her.
really, really good. That's
She
another
is.
thing is like I give Ron credit because I look at the things that he's done that are good things. I'm like, okay, this dude,
Right.
you know what he needs? He's the kind of person who needs to surround himself with a good support staff.
Here's the thing. He is a good recruiter for some positions, but that's it.
I think he's good at.
He's not
Honestly,
good
he's
as
good at-
a head coach, though.
I think
That's
he's
the
good
problem.
at getting players to believe in a shared vision.
Okay, that's
I think
good.
he's good. I think he's good at keeping the players like engaged throughout the
Mhm.
entire season.
Yeah.
I think that he's the kind of person who's going to stay out of your way and let you do your job instead of interfering so much that you can't.
Correct.
You feel
But you, as
stifled.
the head coach, you have to be able to step in.
Your job is to delegate and then oversee all the big stuff.
Yep.
Then that means you need to keep track of all the big stuff, right?
Right.
And I think that the flaw is that he's trying to do a lot of things off the field. So he's standing on the sidelines, and I know he says, be where your feet are. Well, he's standing on the sidelines with his arms folded, and he's thinking, oh, yeah, by the way, I gotta show up for that dang, that hearing with, what's his name? Ryan, whatchamacallit? The trainer that got fired or whatever.
We can't even say that, though. Because
I mean, like, he has so much other stuff on his mind. He's like,
been there for 3 years.
Like, I wonder what Dan's doing right now.
He been there for 3 years, and here's the thing: when we talk about stuff like court cases and stuff like that, this is life. He bragged about how he was in Carolina for their sale and how well he handled that and blah blah blah. Well,
but what's he supposed to say?
Right.
I crashed and burned and got fired.
But don't brag about it.
Well, they asked him, and I was like, well, what are you gonna do, Ron? He said, well, I've been through this before, and I just, we're just gonna show up to work like business as usual. I do have to meet with ownership and find out what our budget is. As soon as he said that, I said, this dude's worried.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even know if he got the money to hire an offensive coordinator.
He should be. Well,
he doesn't even know if he's got the money to hire an offensive coordinator.
They have to. That's the thing.
Like, because literally, who's gonna pay for it?
I'm sorry, as a grown man that has invested money in an NFL franchise, if I go down to the side of the field, I do not want one of the players to lift me up like I'm a kid when they give me a hug.
We're going to the Super Bowl, so.
You're a grown man. Put me down.
Lawrence is not a Princess Carrie.
Yeah.
I object to that. Don't be no Princess Carrie. I'm a man still. But other than that, So
this is terrible. This is
well, this nightmare is just about over for those who are sitting here watching this. The injuries to the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers completely changed the aspect of this game. A game that was competitive at 7-0 absolutely disappeared into nonsense whimsical play from the backup to the emergency quarterback.
One thing you can say, though, is that everybody kept on waiting for Brock Purdy to implode and show that he's a rookie. And I don't feel like we ever saw that moment because
we didn't get that opportunity.
But I mean, he got hurt. So you can say Brock Purdy didn't lose this game. So the moment wasn't too big for him. None of the things that people expected to happen happened. The dude performed like a veteran until he got hurt. Get your money, Bruce.
Get your money, Bruce.
Get your money.
My goodness.
I just say that Ron, well, I guess he knows now, but he didn't even know literally if he had enough money to hire an offensive coordinator.
Wow. As long as you stay away from University of Georgia, I really don't care.
Because
let me tell you something.
I mean, tell
you something. For real, I was thinking about it, said, since this last championship, and John, both of y'all, since this last championship, we done seen too many bad things happen. They need to come down there with some sage or something. Something is going on down there.
I would just like to say that Stetson Bennett is no longer a quarterback for the University of Georgia. He has graduated, and therefore he is his own man. He's on his own. Just like nobody claiming Herschel Walker, Stetson Bennett is also a former player.
Y'all need
therefore the decisions he makes are his own.
Let me tell you something.
Once
a Georgia Bulldog, always a Georgia Bulldog. So I need you to understand.
He's now an alumni, and
we need to get some sage down that campus because something's going on.
Do you want
sage on what campus?
You gonna hold Maryland? You gonna
Which
hold
one?
the therapist?
Maryland?
Yours. What's
Everybody's
going
already
on?
supposed to
It's
everything
too
that
much
all the
stuff
ex
going
players do.
on.
Man, hey, we going hard down there.
Yeah,
Don't
but
make me Google some Terrapins players that have done some junk. All right, don't
don't
you,
do that. Don't do
okay then.
that.
All right.
But it ain't. I'm gonna tell you, just off this, just this short period of time between championship and now, I'm like, goodness, Georgia State in the news right now.
No, because Stetson Bennett is no longer a player for the
Okay, but he
University
is
of Georgia.
associated with that school. All right, you
He's an
can't.
alumni. He's an alumni. He got off the campus. He gone. The only thing I can say is very sad is the old lineman that got killed.
Right, and
Ride with that girl. Yeah.
and
And then there's another
the
player
staff
that was in the
member.
car too.
Yeah, and the staff
Yeah.
member passed away too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The girl.
Yeah.
That's, she's a staff member.
Right.
And then she died. He died. And then there were two others in the car who were injured. But
Injured,
they
right.
recovered. Yeah. That's sad.
That's sad.
That's sad. But
So I don't know what's going on.
Stetson
but
Bennett is a grown man who is a college graduate and no longer affiliated with the
Stetson
university.
Bennett won the championship with Georgia.
Yes,
And
you
then
notice how
Bryce-
that's past tense.
Right.
That's past tense.
And he's still the reigning champion.
While drinking, he was no longer a player for the University of Georgia.
You just quick to throw him away, huh?
Hey, remember that?
Had he gotten drafted, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's that Georgia Bulldog, huh?"
Yeah. Hey,
You would have waited for a flag.
it is performance dependent.
I'm sorry.
It's dependent
Man,
on performance.
this is sad, man. Out to Ricky Smiley. His oldest son died
Oh my God.
today.
Oh no!
That's what my wife was just telling me, because he
Yeah.
was doing a live post. He was doing a live stream.
The son
and-
was or Ricky?
No, Ricky Smiley was doing a live stream telling
And
his
found out.
followers that it just happened.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Man,
That's
shout
horrible.
out to Ricky Smiley. Listen to him every other, if not
Being able
every
to
morning,
even
every
do
other
that.
morning. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
His son was Brandon. He's 32 years old. They haven't released details yet, but it's
That's rough.
disappointing. He was in Memphis. So
That is rough, man. That's horrible.
And his family has been in the limelight, shows and on his social media and all that. So a lot of people have come to Ricky Smiley fans have come to know his family.
yeah, because I used to watch that show all the time, especially when they were young and he was teaching them.
Yeah.
And I remember he took the doors off the hinges.
Yeah.
I remember watching that show, man.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry
we
to hear that, man. I
those
hope everything-
kids grow up.
Brutal, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
that's
is
bad.
crazy.
Hate hearing that.
Yeah, I hate hearing that as well. I mean, like I said, they haven't released any details, but
13 years old, you just starting your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Horrible.
That's terrible.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me be on this show. I'm gonna just say this stuff now because I don't know when it's gonna be over. I appreciate you guys letting me be on the show. Enjoy hanging out with y'all. Get to vent instead of just typing angrily. Even though y'all should have had like a still shot of toothpick like in the corner. Just had a still shot of it. Have a cardboard like Pick. What you guys say? Okay, never mind. We'll hear from Pick. Like, yeah, that's next time you don't show up. Just put a little cardboard cutout of him and just a still shot of him in the corner.
Not a
Still shot
cardboard
it.
cutout.
A little still shot of ant. Still shot of toothpick. And like
So they would have been in each corner at the bottom. Just
yeah, they're with us in spirit. You just
Mhm.
you tell everybody you put them in timeout.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. It's believable. It's
All right.
believable.
Hey, I
Well,
bought my
I-
grandson this bumper car, man. He was probably about a year and a half, almost 2 years old, and he was literally scared of it, right? So the other day he finally got in, and now he won't get out of it.
Oh, wow.
Mom was like, "I'm leaving." He said, "Bye."
Later. But I know y'all got another stream you got to do, so I'm gonna get out of here.
Hey, thanks for joining us, my brother.
Of course, man. Of course.
Thanks, John.
If you're into exercise, check out Garage Gym Life on YouTube. I need subscribers. Help your boy out.
Definitely check him out.
Yeah, Garage Life on YouTube.
Garage Gym Life is even on the screen. Good
Right.
God, man.
And
You're
look,
right.
you don't have to go nowhere. You can just use your own garage.
That's correct.
You
That's
know,
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't
That's
be held
what's up.
prisoner for somebody else's schedule.
There you go.
Get your own success.
Mhm.
See you guys later.
All right, my brother.
right.
You take it easy now.
All right.
Well,
We-
ladies and gentlemen, we gotta get ready to wrap this one up for the time as we saw the Philadelphia Eagles are on their way to the Super Bowl, knocking off a 49 team that was primed to, go back to where they were, but injuries cost them a chance to get there. Thank those of you of joining us and watching. And you can catch us on the next one we got to do for the last game before the Super Bowl.
Right.
So,
Jump on over to the other stream, and congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles on the NFC Championship.
All right.
All right.
Artlist.io